This is the first episode without us, so everybody make some noise.
Obviously, Rivers came round, so just, I don't know what happened.
We got Rivers in the building, we got Reverse in the building, we got Quill in the building.
Yes.
And we're fresh off of, is it match day 3?
Match day 3.
Yeah.
I can't lie, I lose track of the match day.
And it's not just that, because there's so much other events as well.
Yeah.
By the time it gets to the match days, like, is it only 3?
Because I forget, that some of the plugs ain't match days.
This is it.
That's
And I
why.
forget that some of the match days ain't plugs.
Yeah, trust me.
It's like that.
But we had a good weekend. Me and Rivers finally got it in.
Yeah.
It's been a long time coming.
Come on, bro.
You
Years
faced
in the
off
making.
like 4 or 5 years ago or something.
Yeah, it was I think it was like 2000 and maybe 15 or 16.
It was
something like that.
wild long ago. I think I think Trouble posted something about 4 years ago, but I think that's a repost. Of
This
the
is what
original.
I'm saying. That was like 4 years ago
Yeah.
when he posted
I
it
think
4
it
years
might
ago
have
or
been-
some shit. Like,
Might have been
yeah.
2015.
Long
so
time, bro.
We posted what? A call out?
like a face off we did.
Oh,
A
when
gift
I
to the
went
gab.
Yeah.
Okay.
In like the
okay.
underground gift to the gab, not even an event or something.
Or you
like,
came out like you did against Bobby. You came out like that. Did
No,
a
we
face-off.
just face up. We was just
Oh,
face
So
off.
you two were meant to
Yeah.
battle, and you didn't battle, but you did the face-off.
We was meant to battle
We've
on
been
a
booked.
platform.
Yeah.
But unfortunately that the event never even went down.
No,
but
no. I
Yeah.
think the Americans that didn't turn up, it kind of messed their card up a little bit, so our team never got to happen.
yeah,
as
so
well.
this was like a battle that was brewing for years,
Yeah,
really and
yeah,
truly,
literally.
But it was good to get it done. And how do you lot feel about it?
Fire, bro. And like you said, you saying it's meant to be done. There was the theme of the battle as well about South London and that. Like,
Yeah,
it
yeah, that
made
was a
it- it
nice
made
vibe
it a
for it.
London like
Definitely.
vibe. It made it like gritty. do you know
Yeah,
what
I
I'm saying?
like that. I like that. That was good.
Fire, man. So many quotables, man.
Yeah.
Like you're saying, like you did a face off. You had the face bar. The cut him to the white meat or whatever, but leave the shades on. He looked like villain or whatever it was. I'm pushing the barber.
Yeah,
Crazy. And then I tweeted today, bro. You're like.
The memory.
Oh, the morning.
morning jokes, my memories, the lonely path.
Yeah.
Kind of. I
Aye.
don't want to like compare it because obviously it's his own piece of brilliance.
There's
but it
just
gives-
so much on both sides anyway.
It gives me vibes of that Koj bar, the sand.
Oh yeah,
the
yeah.
Castle Funny. It gives me kind of that kind of vibes. It's just like people just raising their bar of their writing, like when they come in against you, which is like a big praise for you.
Yeah,
like,
no,
I don't know how you feel, but like bars like that, different level, man. Like,
You had the colonizer line. You had the for a grenade at you, it ain't a protein bar.
Yeah.
That shit was retarded.
You know, it was like that was like I was trying to make a scheme. So like even like the morning jogs, my memories are lonely path.
Okay. Oh,
It was like,
like a-
and then I had a bit where I was like, you think you're just gonna push up yourself and this just gonna work out?
okay.
You know what I'm saying? So like I was trying to
Yeah.
get to that bit, but yeah, bro. Like it's Gemini though. You have to be up there with your writing. When
I'm
you
not
battle them,
Koj size, but I'm on my gym shit. But I fuck with the protein bars.
Yeah.
That one got me. That one got me.
That's a grenade.
Grenades be expensive.
Yeah,
still.
second round, you let the gem name flips go.
Yeah.
Didn't leave any for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Probably some of the
There's a
best.
few left.
crazy. No, definitely the best ones that have been said. I think.
I'm not gonna lie.
feel like
I was
they've been-
I was upset with myself that I couldn't figure out a way to do like a navigation bar, navigate. Like there was just no way of doing it. I
Hey, don't
tried
do
my
it.
hardest.
Don't do it.
I couldn't do it, bro.
Bro, as soon as Koj knows this as well. As soon as he said,
I was sat never.
as soon as he said, what is it? As soon as he said my name, and then he said
Black bag.
whatever it was.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I looked at him and I
Amstrad.
went sat down because I was like, bro, I've been.
Could tell.
It's been my name for a
Yeah.
long time. Like,
Yeah.
man, I got that in school.
So
that was
that's-
one of the
yeah,
schools.
that's
Like,
one of those
Navigator,
bars,
oh,
like,
it was
So
like-
that's the point. That was an angle that you used against Rivers quite well. Was about not knowing people not knowing your name. Just like if
Do you
I
know
knew it,
what?
I'll have it
Yeah.
printed on a
Yeah.
t-shirt. And
Do you know what? I just
I was
wanted to say,
thinking this guy's gonna take his shirt up and have a government.
nah.
He was like, they finally know. Like,
Yeah.
Do you know what? Nah,
You would have took off your shades then, didn't it? Like,
Yeah, definitely. There would have been shades underneath it. Though.
because I was trying to find like with Koj and with Bobby, I kind of didn't really have like no angles.
Yeah.
So I'm
Right,
trying to
okay.
still find like the area where I'm happy with the angles I take, if that makes sense. So I was like, alright. But that is like, alright, I was just trying to get to the Joe Biden line.
Yeah,
to be honest.
yeah.
Right,
I was just
okay.
like, government
Was that your way
leaks
of
like Joe
building into
Biden.
that, yeah?
I was just like, oh, government leaks like Joe Biden.
Right,
You're,
okay. No, it was
I
crazy.
really
I
like
was
that
some
whole,
stressed, I
You
was
working
like,
back from it, like.
the whole
and I was like, because of the blink twice, I can do
that was it.
last
That's
thing
what I was
twice.
gonna
Yeah.
mention. The blink twice thing cracked me
Yeah,
up, man.
yeah,
Just
yeah.
because like people have mentioned the whole name thing before, but just to do it in a creative
Yeah.
kind of way like that, I thought was really cool.
But I think I gave him a second. I've only watched it back, I think like once or twice. But
I haven't watched it back yet. Still, it's
I
like
think
you know, like I'm so gassed that I don't even want to watch it because how I remember it is like it's all such a blur and that I don't even want it to
You
be
haven't
worse.
watched it back?
I haven't watched it back. I'll watch it back. I'll watch it back today.
No, I'm like that a
Don't
bit.
worry, it's fire.
I'm like that a bit. Don't get it
Fire.
twisted.
Yeah.
I think on my second, I think I ran shit back too much. It feels longer on camera. Like,
Right.
I think I just because I didn't know some. I think I stumbled a couple bits and I'm running it back. It's different and shit like that.
Yeah.
So
I can't say I noticed that because so just to clarify, obviously you three were there at the event. I wasn't there on Saturday. I've just seen all the battles back on camera the once. And personally, having seen it only on camera, this is my battle of the year so far.
swear.
Wow. Okay.
Honestly.
See,
So
see,
just
there we
because
Gas.
even that we've had
Yes.
so many great battles already this year,
My G.
but there's always like
That's what we
just
want,
maybe
though.
one round or one angle that just didn't hit for me. But this was just a battle where I think you both took similar approaches, and it was just about who can rap better.
Yeah,
and it was
yeah,
just
yeah.
a great fucking battle with a sick storyline to it.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you know what I really
Quotables
liked in,
both sides.
No, I love
your first round was your whole angle essentially was a jokey one about your hair, right?
I kind of fuck with it.
Yeah.
I kind of liked it though, because at least it's like it was entertaining. Like, I fuck with it.
he embedded it within high level angles itself because I can't remember my
Basically, like the tagline was, "You want the look without the growth."
Yeah,
So once I got that,
for
it's like,
extensions,
so I thought, right, I can kind of
because it's a jokey angle, right? You could say in like high level battle like that, you'd be like, oh, that's a jokey angle, but the fact you took it down, you used that, excuse the pun, down and took serious roots out of it, and you know what I mean? You went down different angles, like, do you know what I mean? Come on, I'm preparing for it.
But no, I
Steve's
liked
still
that.
going.
It's still going.
I'm all sitting there thinking, why not do that? You know what I mean?
But yeah, no, and I just thought that was a clever way because
It's playful as well.
yeah,
Like,
it's,
it's more like
it's
that.
playful and then taken serious, but kept playful.
They'll
like.
always have like them angles. Always have like rewatchability. as well.
Definitely.
When it's like it's kind of fun. Like people can watch it and have fun with it as well.
And the way I saw it, it was kind of like a kind of sequel, if you like, to like the designer clothes angle. Everyone's always talking about the designer clothes, and it's a kind of similar angle, but to me was just a lot more personable and like more original. So like when you were kind of doing all the hair jokes in the beginning, and it was the bit where you were like, I don't remember the setup, but because you've been ducking this fade for the longest, that was the point where it
Like there was certain bars that I was thinking of, and it was like, cool. It's just about getting to this point.
Yeah.
And then other things will come up in it. But you know how it gets. The closer you get to the battle, all of a sudden, this connection stuff starts happening, and you just think of,
Yeah, man.
That shit's annoying. I think on my best bars so close to the event.
Right.
So
Yeah.
annoying.
Well, you said in the battle when I was watching, you did the this morning bar, which was fire, and then I see you saying to me like, I wrote that on the train here, like.
I don't. Yeah, I should have said that. Okay. No, but it was annoying me. That was
Oh, what,
because
you threw that in on the day?
yeah,
because you know what's sick in the setup. You do
'Cause I say
Holly,
so.
you do a
will
Holly.
it be a way out of this?
Yeah.
Nah, but you can tell it's sloppy as fuck. I say some shit like oatmeal and all that. But
It's
it's
alright,
like,
it's
No,
fine.
I
Yeah,
like that.
it's
I actually thought
bro,
that's
we ain't
funny
got
you say
oatmeal out
that.
here. Oatmeal
No,
is some
but
American
it's a
thing.
nice
You know what I'm
round.
saying?
It's
But
a
it
nice
was
round.
like
You can
on
find
the
some
breakfast
oatmeal if you want.
Oatmeal porridge, isn't it?
Yeah,
but
I think it's
yeah,
the same thing.
Yeah,
I
pretty
don't know.
much.
It might be a brand of the thing.
But it was the I thought oatmeal was a good guy, like with the fucked up this morning breakfast.
That's
kind
why
of
I was
thing,
like,
I
that's
thought
the
it
only way
worked.
I could,
Yeah,
But
definitely.
because obviously, don't shout out Philip Schofield, but like thing happened. I was like, yo,
It's gonna bang.
and I thought of I was like, there must be, and I remember I said it to my girl the night before. I was just talking about. I was like, and she's like, yeah, you have to say it, and I was like, yeah, I'll think of it. I was like, I got the thing, but it was saying something like, will there be a way out of this? No, that ain't so real. Remembering that part, it's such a bad phrasing of a
It's
line.
like, I just need to get through this, but I need that in there to relate.
Yeah, that's why if you clock when I get there, I go slower.
Okay,
Like, I
with
slow
the
down. Like,
beat,
let me get these words out.
I went into Matrix mode real quick on the bars.
Let me get slower, but yeah, no, I think it was like I'm enjoying having battles like these right now. I think they're way more fun than my old battles. Like my old battles, like I don't think they were as fun. Like me and Clips was fun. Me and Clips, you can see me. I'm having proper fun with Clips.
I think you prefer. You've had a lot of kills, but I think you prefer someone fighting back against you. That's what
I
it
prefer
seems
just
like.
scrapping. Yeah,
Yeah,
I just
that's what
prefer
it seems like.
scrapping. That's why. Yeah, like I'm happy with whatever happens. Like I'm not gonna put too much pressure on the writing side of myself. More pressure I put on is like memorization and trying to get good performances and camera angles and all of that.
Well, since your return, you kind of had like a bit of a different outlook generally, right? Where
Yeah.
before you used to angle a lot, and now you're just coming like more punchlines, just trying to rap basically.
Yeah. Even in like this battle, there'll be like certain things I'll be like, yeah, I still don't like doing that, and I learn, okay, yeah, I still don't like that part of that's an angle I wouldn't usually. Okay, cool, yeah, I'm right in the sense that I prefer just rapping.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I did a few angles with Rivers, and I'm like, I like some of them, and I don't like some of them. So I'm still learning, but I prefer this. I way prefer this, and it's more fun. I've been outside 3 times in 7 months.
Yeah, man.
I ain't done that
Since
since
the early days.
2015.
The early days.
The last time I did 3 battles in this time was like 2015.
Yeah, I wouldn't have done anything like that recently.
Yeah.
You wouldn't?
But I do 3 rounds a year, bro.
Yes. Across a 1 rounder and a 2
1
rounder.
Yeah. Phil's the only battle that were 2 round battles.
Yeah.
No, I respect
Every
him, man.
4
You
months, 1 round.
Come on.
Yeah.
I'm out here. But yeah, no, I respect him, man. You set the pace for this year, man.
And Knights have got the most battles done in the whole season.
Yeah.
You lot are second right now. Sitting up there looking, you know what I mean?
You know what? Yeah, I was doing maths today because I'm a psychopath with all of this. I've already raw. So we got 3 matchups left, yeah. So we need to win all of them. And if them not win 2 matchups, yeah, kind of we're drawing. So they have to, and they got 5 matchups left.
They need to lose 3 of
They
them.
need to lose 3 matchups.
Well, we've got, so you're our next match day, and I think as long as we
That's
win
not
one of
fair.
our matches,
Aye.
we beat you.
I'm letting this be known, yeah. Knights have had the hardest schedule in this whole thing. Everyone gets a break, they say.
You lot have been back to back to back.
Our break's at the end. Our break ain't a break. The thing's done. That's not a break. We just finished earlier.
Yeah.
Like, they lied
true.
to us.
Yeah, you
So,
got double
yeah,
crossed.
because our next match day is in less than 2 months.
Yeah, it's August 9th.
Yeah, I'm back 3rd, I think it is. August 3rd?
Yeah,
Oh,
August
maybe
1st.
it's 3rd, I got it wrong.
Something like that, August.
Anyway.
Early August.
Can we, whilst this is the first time obviously that we've had like 2 opponents on a battle, like on the podcast to discuss the battle, was there anything like that either of you were doing from a defensive point of view when you were writing, or like an angle that you thought they might mention that they did, or something you thought they might do that they didn't?
Okay, so
Probably a lot from both of us. though.
for me, like, I knew that he would mention Versace, so I didn't wear no Versace in it. That was one of the things that
Is it,
yeah, I just made sure I'm not going to wear no Versace.
I like it.
But another thing is, I felt like he would definitely mention my age, so I had a bit where I was like, well, of course, I'm born in the 80s, Jem. I don't know if you remember that. I just threw that out there, innit? It's like, yeah, I know, like, I'm born in the 80s, Jem. You know what I mean? So by the time you got there, I felt a bit more comfortable with the angle.
For sure.
I think I wrote, I was like, you've been writing for 6 months just because I was pissed off that I had Koji and him. That weren't even for anything, that I was just mad. I was like, damn, I fucked myself with this. I give myself Koji and Rivers so close. I was like,
And Rivers ain't battling as well.
Yeah, I was like,
Rivers is on break. What's going on? Why
I
is
was
he
like-
not outside?
Yeah, so I was like, I've got to say this. Like, I just got to say it. So if I get smoked,
At least
people
people
know.
know.
Yeah, people
Smart,
know, innit? Like,
smart.
people know. So that was about it. And like, obviously, I said something in my third, like, anything you need to know, but that was in case he had a similar angle to like
Sure.
Koji or Bobby. But he didn't.
Yeah,
so that was good, and I like that he didn't. 'Cause
Yeah.
I hate that angle at the moment.
Yeah, well, I feel like you both kind of took different spins on kind of pre-existing angles in a way.
Yeah, I knew we'd have
with
like
the hair / designer thing.
Yeah.
Obviously, you spoke about that angle with
You did, yeah. A really poor
They didn't get-
impression of me, bro. Do you remember when
did
you
I
went up
say?
to Black Tea and you did like? Yeah, I watched it this morning and I was like, I didn't realize you did a poor Quill impression.
Quill impression?
Yeah, you know when you went up to Black Tea and then
Yeah,
you
why?
tried. It was just a poor Quill, innit?
I said, if you interact with someone in a battle, you're trying to do a quill, bro.
Well, it was Black Tea specifically as well. Like you remember the way I went up Black Tea and it's like. It was
Wait,
like,
what
I
are you
was like,
talking
it's just a
about?
poor
What's he
imitation.
talking about?
Your
Because
battle.
remember,
No, what did he
in
do
his,
that?
in his Viz battle, he got up in T's face and rapped.
What did he
like
say?
He's gone cold. Now they're wondering why. Come on,
I'm
Jim.
not even gonna lie. I've watched it enough times.
Okay.
Fair enough. Fair
don't
enough.
lie.
Right, cheers.
Yeah.
Cool.
Great minds think alike.
No,
we'll
that was
see.
cool. That was one of
A
those
bit of
things
him.
where it's like when you're writing that, are you thinking like, God, I hope he's standing behind him, or it's gonna be awkward,
No, I'm
like
joking.
shouting.
Like,
to the
Yeah,
back of
shout
the
out
ring.
Black T. I blatantly kind of manipulated him into getting somewhere close. I was like, yeah, I got smoke for you, you know. I got smoke for you. So I was like, you need
Yeah.
I remember thinking, I was like, if he ain't here, Briggsy kind of fucked me up. But I didn't even really like that angle anyway. But
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
quite
I was
good 'cause you're
definitely
now speaking
thinking-
to the camera frame though, innit?
Yeah, but I was definitely thinking, I need a black tee because I think I liked my third the most.
Nah,
Sure.
that was
My
good.
third.
The black tea.
I wrote my third
My
first
my
to make sure I
favorite.
had one.
But my third.
Your third was your best, and it pissed me off.
But you know what it is? That was my first round, and I switched it like the day before, thinking, right, you know what? Let me start. Like, this was my thinking, innit? I was thinking, Gemini is gonna come on some bad boy thing. I can't have that approach because I'm trying to be the bigger man here. You know what I mean? So if I get down and dirty, it makes me look like exactly what he said. You're too old to be moving like this. You know what I'm saying? So it would be a bit more trouble. But the first round, or the round with the hair stuff, was the round where I probably got onto him most, just about him, innit? So I said, if I do that first, whatever he does, I've already painted that picture of him. So it's all good.
Smart.
innit?
That's
And
smart.
then that round was originally first, but I thought if I leave it till last, I still got something fire to end off on, innit? So
No, I think like I don't think I've got to the third when I've watched it back. I think I've watched the like first two. But I think I remember, I feel like the third, I was like, damn, I remember I was pissed. I was like, fuck, I thought I was going to get the third. The third was meant to be like my round, innit? And I'm like, damn, he's smoking shit in his third.
Well,
He
you
was really
third
punchy.
personally-
man.
Icy, yeah, yeah.
Punchy.
What was the round where you had
What
the
was it?
eyewear and...
the eyewear.
You was punching in your third, bro. I can't remember. It's all about
The third is the one where it's like you could have bragged to your mates that you bring smack overseas,
Yeah,
like you was
yeah,
trafficking
trafficking
H.
H,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
No,
the
yeah,
South
so that
Korean
was-
zoo and all
so
that.
that was a
South
good, yeah, that was a
Korean
good
zoo,
angle.
yeah,
That
you
no
had the
one's
South
really
Korean zoo. Yeah,
done
that
like the
shit
song.
was nice.
I think someone has done the URL thing with you before, no? I swear Koj might have mentioned it. I don't know if he...
I think you did it
Briefly.
properly, I think.
Okay.
Like, I think people said things like, oh, they voted. They said something different. You said, what was the vote line?
I said, they put this clown in the vote. It's the beginning of a dark night kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was icy.
You had my favourite bar of the battle in your third gem was the something about Achilles heel. I can bump body in rivers without getting my feet
That
wet.
might be your hardest bar in the battle.
This
you
guy
know?
was
was
just
like-
annoying me for the
Then
whole
again,
battle. I
yeah,
kept telling him as well. I
yeah.
said, fam, you're annoying.
That's
you
one of
know?
them that's just like
annoying.
you
That's
don't
why I
really
was
hear
like, when
about
I
it,
got
like-
to my third, I was like, you could see, I think my energy changed as well.
Yeah.
Because I was like, this is the round I know the best as well.
Mhm.
Like, I wrote it first.
yeah.
It was the round I liked the most. And I think it was just clean. There weren't like too much. I was like, oh, I don't know about this. I was like, nah, this all works. Like,
That round was
smoothly.
annoying, man. Everything was working. You know what I'm saying?
and it wasn't like too much. I don't think I had like nothing extra. It was just bar.
Do you know what it is? And the South, because the whole thing was
Yeah, the
London.
South thing was great.
But
I
the
loved
South
that.
thing was just, it was like a knockout punch for me, innit? It's like, cool, you can't, it's going to take you a minute to get up off of this one, Rivers. Because man basically said, you like to tell people they might not make it home.
Yeah.
Well, I'm at home right now and you're not. So how the fuck you like,
Yeah.
fuck off.
Well, you had the home TikTok bar.
Oh yeah. That was just like
then
that
we
shit.
did-
was- That's why I don't really. Yeah, I think the second round I might. Yeah, I think the second round I'll give that to Ribs.
What was the round? Was it third round? You had the shades one because he was like he wears the shades all the time. It's like the old gem, and then you put.
Oh,
on
to
the
be
shades.
fair, I thought obviously it works for me because it gives me like I've been not having great thirds lately, so it's like I can use it all in my.
Sure.
He wears the ting, the Medusa. I love the way that connects.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
mad. Like, that was
And obviously
annoying.
they
See,
can't
when-
see me doing that in
Bro,
the battle.
when I
They
looked
can't
down and
see
saw
me doing
Medusa
that
on his
as
hand, I
well.
said, I hate him.
Well, that's what I'm
Can't
doing,
stand
but
him.
obviously because of the angle, you can't see it. But I'm
Yeah,
like, oh, they
yeah.
got. I'm putting my
I
arm out.
didn't
Like they
even
got
clock
Medusa. I'm doing this here, and it worked great.
Man
but-
said, you
Mine
don't
got
look
the tattoo
people in
just
the
for the
eye, you wear the shades and the Medusa, the Versace. It
Yeah,
was
You
just
have a hard time looking people in the
Yeah, you got hard. I was like, I got to hold the hard time. That
Yeah.
sounds wild. If Scoop was here, this would be
pause, yeah, that would get the mega pause.
Yeah.
But I like the whole kind of Greek mythology, Achilles heel, Medusa kind of.
Do you know why? Yeah, because
approach.
Rivers is such a fucking hard name to flip. Yeah, to do it nicely. Like doing Rivers dirty, that's light and clean. I kind of like that.
I
It's
liked
like,
that one. That was
like,
just. That was
yeah,
fun.
it's like it's not meant to be too crazy. Obviously,
Yeah.
Like River Phoenix, that was like, but it's still a bit nerdy for me as well. If I'm being honest, like Achilles shit is more the shit I know about. Like, alright, cool. Like I felt cool with that, but. It's so hard to think of Rivers flips that are good. Like I think
Yeah.
Bobby rinsed so many good ones.
Yeah, and I've been.
And you
I've
rinse
been
a lot
doing
of good
it.
ones,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
it. So I always try to do it just to make sure that my river flip's better than theirs. So now it's like,
Yeah.
Bro, what's the worst Rivers bar you've ever heard, bro? You must have heard all of them, man.
Did I say any you'd heard, honestly? Because I
No,
think
no,
we
no,
both
no,
to keep
no,
checking.
no.
I'm not even
No.
gonna lie.
I like that River Phoenix one as well. I thought
River
that
Phoenix
was
is nice.
that was hard still.
Yeah, safe.
That was hard
It
still.
was only on watching it the second time I even clocked the Rivers connection there. I just kind of popped to it as a bar, like, oh, you haven't had the career your brother had. It was only watching it back the second time I clocked it.
Oh shit! Yeah. And I swear, hold on, ain't his brother the one that acted as my man in the Dark Knight? Oh my god, am I getting that
No,
wrong?
he's the one who acted as the
Joker.
The Joker.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But again, there were a few little things. I have it in my notes, and it's annoying me that I can't remember it now. But there are a couple little things that you both kind of touched on or mentioned.
Yeah.
You know, there's some like shared headspace between you when you're writing the.
There's always going to be like London
mate,
clashes.
yeah.
We're both like big battlers from London. Like, so I think that was always going to be a part. And we don't
You had
get
a
too
bar-
many big London battlers, especially
Man
who
said-
like are aggressive.
I was
sure.
dotting. What did you say about the square on that
I'm
one there?
dotting white on the block.
I was
Don't
dotting
know,
white
yeah,
on the
don't know.
blocks.
That's
The
an old
domino
line.
effect.
That's
Yeah.
an old bar that I've just had, but I've just never used. And
That
I
was
just,
fast.
yeah. I remember I said it to someone who was like, nah, you shouldn't use that line. Like a million years ago, they're like, you shouldn't use it. So I just was sitting there. But that's about where I can get out lines like that as well. And yeah, like my content, I feel like will never change when it comes to certain lines like that. Like I don't really, even if it gets the angles used against me, but it's like my content will still stay the same. Like,
That's still a bar where man's from, you get what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, it's like that's what you like. You can't like. I feel like I can't not write something because it will get used against me. Because then I'm just gonna become 1, 2, 3 punchline.
And like you also reach a certain like level as a battler, I think, where people kind of make fun of your character or your persona on the come up. But once you reach a certain point, like think of how much Yunnan used to be clowned for doing exactly what Yunnan does now, but everybody just loves it. In the same way, like it's hard to paint Shuffle as anything other than like a lovable kind of funny guy now, just because that's his character's become solidified like that.
Yeah.
Like your material, on the one hand, people are going to use that anger against you. Equally, that's what people click on a Gemini battle for.
Yeah,
you know? So
that's why
like,
it's like I know that as well, and it's like I know what my fans want to hear from me as well.
yeah.
And no, I was really happy with this battle. 'Cause I think it's the best. Maybe it's like the cleanest 3 round. It's definitely the cleanest 3 rounds I've got out in the last since I've been back.
Yeah.
And Rivers, I think it's Rivers' best shit as well.
Yeah, I'll definitely say so.
Like
I agree.
the writing for like his setups are always crazy.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing. He's meticulous with that shit. Like he's not a 1, 2, 3 to get to the punchline ever.
For
Like,
sure.
it's always built up with wordplay or like real rhyme
Schemes
structure.
and-
Like
yeah,
proper structure.
yeah.
His shit's way more structured than most people's.
Yeah, well, you had one bar, I think it was in your second, where like acting like a tiny treasure made from applying pressure.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Press
so,
gems like a diamond tester. Or
Oh
what it
my
was.
god,
yeah,
no.
That was just
no,
it's
you
about
had
the structure and everything.
You
That's
just brought
so
me back,
clean.
bro. You had what is the pizza slice, fucking
Jeffrey Dahmer with a meat
Dahmer with the meat cleaver, yeah.
meat. Where what was
cheese
it?
pizza, meat cleaver,
Jeffrey
Meat cleaver.
Dahmer.
There was more. There was
street sweeper.
Street sweeper.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because I don't know if you remember, yeah. I think you did an interview and you was like, "Yeah, man, coming back, man. I'm gonna clean up the mess you lot made." Remember, you said that? I'm gonna clean your mess up. I'm like, all right, you gonna clean my mess up? I come to your and it's your birthday as well. It's like I come to your party with the street sweeper.
Hey,
Yeah,
that's right.
cool.
Hey, I literally
That
didn't
feels
celebrate my
crazy.
birthday for this shit.
Just locking in. No,
Yeah.
but you got a classic for your birthday.
Yeah,
though.
there we go. So that's
Yeah.
all I needed still.
Yeah, congratulations, boys. That
No, I was happy still.
Yeah, definitely, man.
But what was your favourite lines you said and I said in the battle?
I just liked. I can't say that it was just like. It's a blur to me, innit? But I just liked your third round. I could just sit and just listen to it. You know what I mean? Like just through in it. Like I couldn't even pick a part of it because while I was standing there, I felt great. I just I felt great. Yeah, man. Let's see what he's got now. And it's like the more you was rapping, it's like the more like Homer Simpson. The more I'm like, shit, like, because you know, like in battle rap, high level battle rap, if you get to leave a great finishing, lasting impression, it will always serve you well in the judges' eyes, innit?
I think that therefore helped. Like it therefore helped. Like I think
literally, it was a fire round though. Either which way, I feel like even you know what I'm saying, but yeah, that third round for me was just immaculate. Still,
thank you, bro.
You have proper presence as well, Rivers, man. Like in the pit, man.
I was trying to look him dead in the face here, but he's barking on man so much. I'm just getting.
Yeah,
I was like, I had to turn. I was like, yo, he's barking. I was trying to keep eye contact, and I'm like, nah. I can't
But I feel like Jem does that very well. Like he plants his feet, and like, I just start moving. I don't mean to in it, but Dem knows how to plant his feet and perform very well in it. So that's something that I'm definitely gonna take from Jem going into my next one.
Thank you, bro.
You know what I mean?
I think performance matters. Like I always think, like trying to get a better performance is so important. Like shotty for me is like
Second
Yeah.
best.
alhamdulillah.
Go on, favorite bar of his.
So well, to be fair, yeah, I was also gassed off his third round. Like, I can't even lie, his third round was crazy. Like he was barring out. I think that was probably the favorite round I've heard since I've been back.
So maybe that might be the most high level round as far as matching up rounds, like your third and his third. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
As far
I
as,
feel like
bar high level rounds going against each other that exact round.
I said it to him, and I love Cole J's stuff, and I cracked joke with Cole J. I was like, bro, and even he laughed. I was like, bro, you had 1,000,002 bars against me. He just hit me with 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 4, 2, 2, 2, 4. But he had he's written his shit differently, and I preferred his third to I think anything I've heard since I've been back, because it was written like a piece.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. I love Cole J's shit. Don't get it twisted, but yeah, I just think Rivers. Yeah, I think Rivers' third was written really well.
You had something in your second as well, just talking about you're right. Koj had a very kind of back-to-back punch 2-bar.
He had a winning
whereas
strategy.
You would build up to.
He had a
to
winning
things
strategy.
more,
I'll give him
and
that.
punch throughout. To be fair, but there was one. The whole what was it? Everything around Gems getting taken out. It's a display cabinet in the second. There was an 8 or a 12-bar setup to that. My aim's accurate.
Display arrogant. What is it?
You're way arrogant.
Yeah. No, that shit was cold.
But
I
that-
push out my chest with the same arrogance.
Yeah, that shit was
Yeah, but yeah, that was one of them where sort of in the way you're just describing how he structured your stuff. I wasn't there in the room, but just on camera, you can see the momentum build up with each line set as they're waiting for the haymaker to come. You know,
Jem taking Jem from the.
Hey, Quill's high as a mofo.
Yeah.
Quill zoning. Yeah, doggy.
I was thinking,
Come back in the
I
room.
can't remember what word you used. I
Come
don't want
back
to
in the
butcher the bar, innit? It
Oh,
was
yeah,
a community. It was
the culture, like
culture.
a colonizer.
Yeah, that
Snatched
shit
him.
was cold.
Oh,
that was the bar I was trying
yeah.
to think of, but I didn't want to butcher it, and he just called me out.
You've been quiet. I've clocked you. You've been very quiet.
Cole's over there trying to reminish the bars because he's got his notes.
I'm not the only battled, you know the ones there, I don't battle.
He's thinking of cereal.
Oat milk. I left that since. Nah, man, that was a good battle, man, and you might have had just 3, you've had 2 battles this year, innit? You said two classics already, then straight away.
Well, 2 Battle of the Year contenders, hands down. As I say, you two's battle was personally my Battle of the Year so far. I think it also helped that the Koj one might have been my Battle of the Year if I wasn't judging it, but this one I could just enjoy as a fan and watch it.
And that was my
you
problem
know
with the
what I
Koji battle. I had to watch that as a judge.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
we
saying?
both judged it.
So I could have more appreciate it
Be
afterwards.
chilling with all the ops.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
watching
All the
it back,
judges, none of them
Set
got man. None of them gave man the dub.
I enjoyed watching your Koj battle back way more on camera than I enjoyed it in the room. Just because in the room I'm trying to take notes and be kind of critical and everything.
In the room, I feel like I even say in the room, I feel like you got it because I know. I
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
But I'm saying it. I'm like, no, I got this, bro.
Yeah.
I don't think it. They do. Fuck that.
Yeah.
But I knew in the building, I was like, nah, he's cleaning up here. Just car.
Sure.
The reactions with him, but again, not in that heavy way, but going first in them big battles, it counts.
Yeah.
It counts. That's why I was mad with you. I tried to Koj him.
Yeah.
I tried to Koj him in
I
the
said,
beginning.
go first.
I was like, you're going first, like Koj to me, yeah. And I was like, I fucked up before, I'll do it. I was like, it was my birthday last week, and he's like, nah, we're flipping the coin.
You get to call though.
I
That's
tried
what
to
you
stick
gave
it
me
with
Wednesday.
him.
But you won the flip though.
Yeah, I know.
It was meant
on
to
my
be in
side.
it, really and truly.
Rivers weren't giving it.
I would have been mad if I went first 3 battles in a row.
Man.
I would have been pissed.
But it's amazing how, or certainly I like to think about how these big battles can come down to the finest of margins. In that that you can't tell how the energy would have been different if the coin flip had gone differently, or if you added the Philip Schofield bout, which got a huge reaction. If you didn't write that on the train, if you didn't swap your first and third, the day of the battle,
there's so much
you know what I mean?
variables,
This
wow.
battle happens a million times with a million different results.
But I think regardless of the results will always be slim, and it would have always
always
been,
be
you
a
know what I
crazy
mean? It would always
battle.
been a great battle.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that's the important thing. I'm just happy we're getting really good battles at the moment.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
We
Like
got a
it
lot of
feels like
battles.
every event we come out the event talking about, yo, I just seen the battle of the year.
Yeah,
I just
man.
seen the battle of the year again. So if it continues in this vein, like yo, it's gonna be crazy how things will be by the end of the year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm outside one more time at least this year. So
And you're going first that time as well.
who's that against?
If it's the champion, bro, the champion goes second, isn't it? So unlucky.
That's true.
That's alright. I'll give you the first.
That's it. You got 1 round.
One round title match. This
Just
one
tell
I'm
me the
doing.
round you dress up in. I'll let you have that round. 'Cause I can't be. I don't want to rap that round.
All three.
You will.
I'm dressing down. Doing a daylight.
I was gonna say, well, just dressing down means that sounded a bit wild.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think my favorite moments was just his third round. And yeah, big up everyone that was in the building. Big up Rivers.
Broski,
Hey, just clap it up for that
We
battle.
can clap it up. Definitely.
top tier classic, man.
Yeah, man.
Battle of the year contender.
Let's talk about Mackenzie versus Crow. This was another Knights versus Glory.
Wait, what was it?
Should we grab it up for him?
Yeah, let's
Okay,
clap it up. I feel like this one was a sick battle.
Yeah, no, it was fine. First and foremost, big respect to Mackenzie for
Yes.
being able to keep this type of workload and quality up. That is amazing to me.
Yeah.
He had unanimous the week before.
Literally
7 days.
7 days between Crow and Yuna.
Yeah, no. Big respect to Mackenzie.
For taking 2 hours in 2 weeks. We
He's
respect
a
that,
Knights
man.
general. Quill doesn't. Quill, I will bark on you. Bro, shut
I'm
up.
joking, man. I'm joking. I respect it.
So what do you guys think of the battle? As in,
I think Crow got the first round. And I think the second two are debatable. I gave Mackenzie the second round.
okay,
I
yeah,
think Mackenzie's third was cold.
yeah. Like,
But I can understand anyone that gives it to Crow because that was his breakout performance. I think.
Yeah,
for sure.
100%.
So we all in agreement on
So
that.
I was a judge on the battle,
So you're fucking up.
and I gave it 3. No, I'm joking. I gave it first round to Crow, and then the second round was here or there. It was kind of competitive. I'm not mad either way, and then I thought that Crow took the third.
Right.
I thought Crow won quite convincingly, but it was a good battle. I thought Mackenzie was really good. Like you said, after
No, it was a
the
great
week
battle.
before, he was really good, man.
I think Crow's battle with Reverse, I feel like after that, he probably felt like he had to work on a lot of things and not reevaluate, but you know, like when you want to come hard, you want to make more of an impression than you did in that last one, innit?
Yeah.
So I think it was very important to him to make this his moment, and he just made it happen for himself. Still, like I was proud of him. Still, can't lie. He looked like he was buzzing up there, and it's always easier when you're passionate and enthusiastic about the moment. You know what I mean? And I think he just found that. He was going crazy.
He did have a lot of crazy bars. I can't lie.
100%.
He had a nightmare bar.
Yeah. You find I put a horse head in your bed. It'll be a nightmare. Something
Man
like
had
that.
the autopsy. He said, "I'll take your guts out, put them back and upside down, all topsy turvy."
Yeah.
Oh my lord.
That was crazy.
He was
That's
big up.
normally a type of bar which I don't like, but for some reason I love that bar. I just heard it; it just made me smile.
Is it because
Like,
of the
you know what I
twang? Do you
mean?
think it's the twang? Does the twang make the bar sound
Yeah,
better?
maybe.
It's got a little
Topsy
seasoning to it, you know what I'm
turvy.
saying?
Do you think you could bust it in English and it would sound good? With
With the
UK
proper
accent?
received pronunciation.
or like with a Bobby
These two
accent.
sharp,
Odds.
innit?
Yeah.
Or
Topsy turvy.
Yeah, I don't know if it works.
He's got
That's so
accent
true.
bias. I think him and Koj might have accent bias.
Yeah, and dude, especially in terms
Red
of
Wolf
like
as well.
when
Yeah,
they're
Red Wolf
when they're
too.
writing the shit they can rhyme, they can
cheers,
get away
I
with
know.
bending their accents so much more than we can.
But,
But to be fair, same goes for
You still have to
Mackenzie.
write that though, man. That's the thing.
No,
even
no, it was
though
crazy.
Oh
That's
yeah,
what
yeah,
I'm
no,
saying.
for sure,
That's
for
the
sure.
thing. That's
His
like,
performance was great. Like he knew his material. I think he was obviously mad because he choked it in his last one. So I think he knew to come like
Yeah.
prep.
Well, this was my favourite performance I've seen of Mackenzie and of Crow. I haven't seen that many Mackenzie battles because I've never been a huge fan of his style personally. But watching this, I really genuinely did enjoy a lot of it because I think there was something just a little less serious and a bit more kind of
He's
likable
outside.
about his
I think
approach.
I think he was just like out, like he was there to just fight.
Yeah,
type
yeah.
Thing. So like, I'm happy he's getting a good year because win, lose or draw, like he had performance of the night versus Kingsley. He took Yunnan, which
No joke of a battle with that.
yeah, like
Serious.
probably
they say he
about
had a classic
4
with Raptor as well. When was that? Was that this year or last year?
No, that was last year. That was
just the end of last year. But still, like, he's on a crazy run.
Yeah, and like, come on, like only about 5 people can beat Yunnan on his good day. Like, it's hard to beat Yunnan from anyone. And then he's got Crow next week, and Crow has the best performance anyone's ever seen. Like, he's outside fighting, so I kind of
His stock's alright. His stock will be alright after the 2 weeks he's had, man.
Hey, stop commenting on my guys, innit? You like to try.
He's taking 2 hours, all banter.
Your team's doing shit. Your team's trash.
My team's crumbling.
Your team's trash.
My team's
Your
crumbling.
team's trash. Trash.
We'll see,
fucking shit.
We'll see.
Has anyone had a Knights taking L's bar yet? Or did I just not use that?
I think
he had a dead one against you, didn't he?
You know, like that's like me doing a river flip. It's like, right, let me use that so that no one else can do it.
I'm the only one that can make a move like that. Yeah, I'm losing the headline.
That was the worst part of the whole battle.
You. If you was on the card, I still would have headlined above you. After a loss. That's why you can't.
Can't wait to smoke a card.
Yeah, but on Crow McKenzie.
You'll beat me for the Don't Flop title, and then on Prem, they'll still put me above you.
I'm putting more work there than you, boy.
Yeah, fact.
Is what it is.
Shit talks then.
Yeah, man. What were people's favourite bars from the battle? Or
I liked
it round by round.
I like Mackenzie's. I put something metal in his mouth and turned Crow to a magpie. I said,
yeah, that was crazy.
I like that. That was fire.
That was really good, man.
Like, Crow had a lot of stuff though, man. That I like the topsy turvy thing. That one there hit very hard for me, but
he had it's not
upgraded bar, innit?
Yeah, like a teacher.
A what bar?
Yeah, it's like a teacher working through the night. I've upgraded or I'm upgrading.
I've been upgrading.
Yeah, I've been upgrading or some shit.
That was nice.
It's cute. It's cute. It's good, isn't it? It's cute. It's cute. It's one of them.
Yeah, he had a lot of just like because he did have haymakers. He had the topsy turvy, but he had a lot of the little ones that he peppered in throughout in this.
The writing was very tight.
I liked. I think he opened his second by saying, "Who invited Frankie Boyle to the battle royal?" Just a nice clean, like you can't. Yeah, that was nice.
No, he had his multis were very like. I think sometimes he's
upgraded
been,
for real.
Yeah, I think sometimes people have like commented saying like he has like multis where he doesn't need them.
Yeah.
I think all these ones were very tight. Like
definitely
long. It was cool. This is to get here, punch. Like, on, like very concise. Like if he performs like that, he's got no issues going.
Was you standing behind your boy?
Of course.
You was there behind the boy.
Gang, I'm with my squad.
You turned it out together, yeah?
We won. The judges gave it to them, but we won.
Oh, okay.
Like Yunnan lost, right? To Bizzo.
Against who? Oh, Bizzo, yeah. But it beat Mackenzie in the last one.
Alright, but I'm gonna beat you.
Okay.
Your team's like 8th, and there's not even an 8th spot. There's only like 5 teams, but you're 8th. Your team sucks.
Yeah.
Your team sucks so bad. You ain't even got good battles out.
Yeah, we have.
What?
What do you mean what?
What's your good battles out this year?
My battle, Yunnan's battles.
That's a one-sided
Frost
battle.
Battles. Well, Frost and Kingsley Thunder at that event that we just had was crazy. Frost was crazy.
I can't comment. I'm on Team Glory, so.
Didn't Frost choke as well? And I love Frost. He's gang. He wasn't happy.
He didn't choke. He cut his round short.
I didn't see it.
But
Frost is amazing.
He was good, man. He was
West
good.
London.
Frost was really good.
Frost's performance against Villain was.
It wasn't prep, but it was good.
Yeah, but his shit against Villain was one of the best shits I've seen this year. So.
Well, I was telling him that's top tier shit, bro.
Yeah, that first round was disgusting.
Top tier stuff.
He's had a few like room shaking performances still. Frost.
All I know is he said, they said I'm a Fed and they gave me Villain. Dumb decision. Come to nick him. So, what was everyone's favourite moments from Crow and Mackenzie?
I personally really liked Mackenzie's third round.
Yeah, same.
Because so he started saying like I've only seen the battle once, so I might get things a little bit wrong, but he basically said like most of this material wasn't prepped for you, and I was kind of thinking, admitting that in a battle, like to me that immediately lost in points, obviously, and then he sort of connected it back again to saying you are the human embodiment of writer's block. And for me, just coming off the back of writing for Crow, that really resonated because I did not enjoy writing for him at all. He's a difficult person to write for. And then his whole thing where he kind of basically he spoke from the perspective of preparing for Crow, having just had the unanimous battle, and obviously having just battled Crow, it resonated with me in particular. But I like the way that he kind of took that approach, and then at the end he sort of baited him into the fake handshake kind of thing. He sort of let his guard down throughout the battle, and then what did he say? So he did the fake handshake as though he was going to compliment him, and then he was like, "No, I've just been waiting years for someone I could do that to, and for someone wet enough to do this to, and I knew it was you," or something like that. And to me, like those moments where like you actually just mug off your opponent are worth as much as a like haymaker punchline. You know what I mean? Like, because you could just see it on camera. Like Crow just gets mugged off. It's that simple. Like that won the round for me.
I thought, right, Mackenzie's changed. He's changed.
Yeah,
noble.
I'd give, and the thing is, I wasn't in the room, so I wouldn't claim a judgment because I don't think you can judge battles on camera. But from one watch on camera, I gave Crow the first two and Mackenzie the third.
Cool. In the building, I feel like a lot of people felt like Mackenzie's second was like
right.
Yeah.
But that's where he had the magpie bar, I think, in his second. Yeah.
So that's good though. At least like on camera, people giving him a third or like.
Yeah, man.
That's good.
Yeah, it was just because it was like a slightly different approach, like where Mackenzie's normally very shout in your face, and then he has this kind of moment of reflection where he's like, by the way, most of these bars were for other people. I've been wanting to do a battle like this, right? Sort of breaks the ice for a moment, and then back to hitting him. I just thought he did it in a cool way.
But I knew as soon as I see the hand go up, I was like, nah. I was like, don't do it.
Yeah.
I was like, he's been way too nice to you, bro. Don't do it.
I fell for it though. I thought, oh yeah, man, that's a good end to the battle.
I fell for it until like halfway through. When I see it, I'm like, no, he's a battle rapper. What's it?
There was a moment at the Don't Flop event last month. At Don't Flop April Fools, Cooper battled Eurgh Dean, right? And at some point in Cooper's round, he was talking about Dean coming out and wanted to give him a fist bump kind of thing. And Dean refused to do it. But Cooper was being genuine, and he just said, like, dude, I'm on camera, my hands are shaking, please fist bump me. And Dean fist bumped him. But he was like, dude, my hands are shaking, please. It was so funny.
That's the rebuttal to getting left out there. My hands are shaking.
Yeah.
What, did he reach out?
Yeah, they did.
Oh, that's what you got actually get him. Psych!
I just remembered.
What?
Cool, you've been
Charlie Clips?
Yeah.
Because you got him back from me.
Yeah.
And I got him back for you. That's great TV, innit? I got him back for you.
He's been waiting years for that.
I've been waiting years for that. 1-0, Quill versus Jam, 1-0. Let's go.
For the battle. A lot of people saying Crow and Mackenzie could be battle of the night as well.
Yeah,
I'm not mad at that.
A lot of people like that battle.
I think it's the shock of Crow's performance and even Mackenzie's performance as well. To me, like Mackenzie seemed very likable, and I think one of the things I've always said about Mackenzie is that he has this unlikable thing about him, but he came across as a likable professional in that battle for some reason. I don't know what it was.
Do you know what it is? Yeah, sometimes it sounds bad, but like when someone's having like their best performance, like Crow was having like an amazing performance, and you see the other bear still like, yeah, fuck it, I'm fighting. Yeah, I think it makes the people like him more because sometimes it's
the underdog effect.
Yeah, the underdog effect helps people.
Yeah,
like trust me, like
100%.
On the Kingsley thing, obviously Frost and Kingsley both didn't have their cleanest performances at the weekend. But for me personally, Kingsley doesn't lose any stock from it. Like he's had a bad run of a couple battles because obviously he lost to Mackenzie and
that wasn't a bad battle though.
But I didn't think he lost anything from that.
Yeah, he didn't do that.
He had the battle before against Graza that I know personally he wasn't too happy with. But for me, like Kingsley's probably the most exciting battle rapper to come about in the past year or two, and it's not like he joked around it's gonna happen to everyone at some point. His stock doesn't really go down. Like he's still capable of being the best in a few years, you know.
Yeah, I mean it's early doors for him, and like for every like. Yeah, I think it's early doors for him. Even for like, Frost has still like not like his best showing when he's just had one of the best showings I think this year against Villain. It's not really the worst thing.
When you guys are preparing, do you write like little kind of different branches of where the battle could go or whatever? Because I've always had 2/3 or at least 2 second halves of my third.
Oh, that's cool.
to choose from.
Wow.
That's crazy.
You know, like them
or I've just
stories
had,
back in the day, like
yeah,
if you
the
wanna
choose
go
your own
through-
adventure.
Yeah, if you want to go in the woods, turn to page 67. Hey, that was
yeah.
School game.
I've always just had a little
And there's always a
something
witch
in my
that's-
third that I'm like, if the battle's going a certain way, I
Some
can
witch.
throw this in instead of that
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
thing. But like,
That's it.
but just I know some people, like you say, like you write a little thing for if he does this or if he says that or pre-battles or
Yeah,
whatever.
literally.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I definitely think of like other stuff just in case, because I'm like, oh, if this
Like,
doesn't
if
go how you want, then
Yeah.
you need to be prepared, I guess.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I think there was something else. I can't remember. There was something else in this battle. I thought, oh, right, if that doesn't happen like that, I should need that. But I can't remember what it was. But yeah, I do think there was something.
One thing that I remember that you did, yeah, that I thought he's so smart. Like I can't stand him.
Mhm.
He goes, I don't usually have a slogan, but, and he doesn't say it. I think, oh, okay, he's showing me some respect.
Oh yeah, I see that.
And then in the round now, he said something about, if I was this person doing this particular thing, I would tell you, rare, your mum, yeah. And I thought, well, he's not directly saying it. He's kind of saying it. And
I
then
still dodged it.
yeah, and at the
In the
end,
third round, yeah.
third round, he got me in it. I was like,
Yeah, I said to Jen, that would be
Yeah,
the
he-
worst thing you can say to her. When you say, like, you can say
I'm probably,
whatever.
I'm probably
and then
dropping
suck
it
your
now.
mum. It's deep, like, allow mumsy.
so
bro.
you gotta keep it, man.
I need a new slogan, cuz. I want a slogan.
I think
Tally's
that- I think
got,
that- I think
Tally's
that
got
is
such
your
a cool
slogan.
one, fam.
Man, I think that is your slogan.
That is your slogan.
That's gonna have to be a slogan. You made it.
I want a
now.
beginning one like
You've
Tally.
got a shit one now, like
Tally's
me,
one's lit. Tally's got the
Tally's
best
lit.
slogan.
Yeah, he's got the best slogan.
Man, just Tally and Shorty, to be fair, Tally and Shorty got
Them
the best
guys,
slogan.
them man, they are
Oh.
16 bars ready for
Yeah.
every battle already.
Yeah.
based on the slogan, innit?
Yeah.
Oh, mate, this
It says Shorty and Tally. It says 1 to 8 slogan. So on the pad, it just says slogan.
1 to 8.
this there was a
In the
time
little
I
margin
thought
bit
I
on
was
the
gonna battle Sam Hypes last year, and I wrote this bar which I'm never gonna use now. But basically, because he always ends on the same 2 bars, like trust me, you don't want this smoke, whatever. And I had this thing like I love his slogan because that's a net 6 bars per battle that he's not writing and introducing to the world. Because I hate hearing him rap so much. I love that he has to use
You
that
have a
slogan.
slogan. Because it's
Yeah.
less bars. And
Yeah, less bars.
But you know what's crazy? Math Hoffa back in the day, he would have like 8 different slogans in one round and shit. It's like you ain't got bars like that at one
Oh,
part.
yeah.
Then he's got like an intro, then he's got an outro, then he's got like this other thing he does, and it's like when you really check it, he's giving you 8 bars between different slogans, and that's the round.
Big up Nodu's chat as well.
Frost the
Yeah,
best,
big up
though.
Nova's shout.
I'll be honest, actually. Froster's won his last 2 battles quite convincingly, and I'm battling Frost next. I got Frost in a month,
Okay.
and I'm so happy about it because there's no way on earth Frost is having 3 good battles in a row. You know what I mean? Like, normally I'd be scared, but I'm like, he's had 6 clean rounds.
His luck up.
I'm like, yeah, no, he's
So wait-
he's due a stumble.
So did he have 6? Did he have 3 clean rounds? I don't want to be. saying
No,
something that
he
didn't happen.
cut him short.
Cut
Thing
him
is,
short.
Kingsley choked
Alright,
as
well,
well.
He cut the second and third
Alright,
short. It
cool.
looked like.
It wasn't
Really
an
good
awful
rounds.
Yeah,
thing,
good
but
rounds.
it was
Alright,
good
yeah, cool,
material. It
cool.
was alright.
Cool.
Um,
I'm not gonna
good.
sit here and I don't want to say nothing.
Oh,
no,
no,
I'm
his
a
first-
huge
and
fan
his
of
first
Frost,
was
man.
really good.
I think I was there and someone obviously just lied to me and said, "Oh yeah, they're choking in that battle." And I was
Yeah,
like, oh.
yeah.
Well,
That's good, though.
Kingsley was stumbling, but it was a good battle. Even Kingsley got off, so he, like kind of like held it back and got his stuff.
That's good, man.
But
Yeah.
Kingsley's good.
yeah.
Kingsley and Frost stuff like that. To be fair, it had the potential to be a battle of the night if they both, because they're both hilarious.
Yeah, yeah,
Like I thought that would have been like the
for sure.
hilarity battle, but I do feel like if Frost is on a game, I do feel like he doesn't have too much of a ceiling.
Oh man, yeah. The
I
thing,
feel like that's the thing people don't realize.
He's
Like
hilarious.
if Frost is on his A game and keeps getting better, he doesn't really have a ceiling.
dude,
It's hard to get at him other than him what's maybe sometimes cutting a brown short.
well, yeah, like if you actually just look at like some of the quotables, just the punchlines, rhymes, everything he does, even the delivery. Like I think Frost, I'm battling him next month, but hopefully this will come out afterwards, so I don't have to talk shit about him.
It's not-
I think he's incredible. I think he's sick. But you just wonder, like, how good would he be if he actually tried? You know what I mean?
very good rapping
Like, dude, I remember.
He raps
like Big
K for me.
Yeah, he does. It's that same kind of like.
It's like Jadakiss. He raps like a Jadakiss.
Yeah.
Like flow, like. And I've told him this to his face. I'm like, it's like that Jadakiss old school flow, like, and it just sounds like rap. Like that's why I think he's one of the coldest. Like his style is probably one of my favorites at the moment.
Yeah, man.
Like,
I'm having a hard time writing for him in a minute, man. It's
What
the
do you
first
say?
time I've faced someone who's like well, in my opinion, actually really good.
Yeah,
Like,
that's a good battle, man.
Alright, let's talk about Tony D versus Mo. This is another Knights versus Glory.
Yeah.
ABK member.
Yes, sir.
How we feel about it? I feel like Mo actually like rose to the occasion. I feel
I
like
feel so.
a lot of people counted him out for this. Like,
He was supposed to get smoked, and I feel like he came out of that. Yes, he lost the battle, but he came out of that head held high. I think he had a round that was very highly debatable.
Mhm.
You know, a lot of people would edge it to Tony. There's no argument with that, but yeah, he did better than what a lot of people expected, and his material was fire as well, innit? And you could see with him as well, he's learning more about the poise thing and more about, you know, softening up in certain moments, as you were saying before, and things like that. So it's good to see. And against Tony D as well, that's the battle where you need to show, you know, growth in comparison with the other battles. And I think he did that. You know what I mean?
100%, man. Like, as you guys know, I came down pretty hard on Moke last month in terms of criticising his writing for the visual battle.
was that when we was with Viz?
Yeah.
Cool one.
Yeah, you would have it. Basically,
His
I
birthday hungover, innit?
yeah. But no, I had some quite heavy criticism of the way that Moke wrote some of his bars for visual. And I gotta say, like, Moke's style was I've never been the biggest fan of it, but this Tony battle, like, not that he has to impress me at all, but he really very much did. Like, you could tell he stepped up, just a little kind of nuances where you can tell he just spent a little bit more time than he usually did wording and phrasing his shit. Like you say, with that just softening up a bit, he came across a lot more likable. I think his defense, his whole posture, his poise, everything in this battle, I was really impressed by him. I wasn't there in the room, but I'd probably give him a round on camera, or even if it is a 3-0, then it's very much a gentleman's 3-0. Like, Moke, I thought, had a very good account of himself on Saturday.
Definitely.
Yeah, and I think everyone from his era that's gone against Tony like has dealt with sort of the same issues.
Yeah.
Like, it's still Tony. I think Georgie had a great battle with him as well.
Mhm.
But there's people that say Tony got every round. There's people that will argue around for Georgie though as well. You know what I mean? So I think he had sort of a really good battle with Tony. Tony's first for me is one of my favorite rounds though this year.
Yeah.
It's just
So good.
It's just so funny. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, his plays and that was crazy. I feel like we ain't seen Tony sort of that relaxed.
That round was like presence and just sauce.
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
It was just like, this is who I am. This is how I do this.
Hey, Tony's
I was
jacket
telling
was
man,
crazy.
I was about to say that. I was telling man, his aura was like how his jacket looked. That was his aura in the first round. Like, it was just, it was too much. And I was saying, like, Moke could have had a precise approach for Tony in that first round, but the amount of this that Tony gave us, it was hard to kind of match it no matter what you said, unless you also have that kind of flamboyance.
Yeah, he came with
Flamboyant is the word I would say.
Yeah, he came with a sauce though.
It was different still.
I think it was one of the cleanest rounds I've heard from Tony. Like, just as in, like, no, I don't know, just vintage Tony. It was like vintage Tony. It was a mix of like the old Adam the Rapper Tony with the bars as well. Because he don't really joke too tough like that. Like, he does, but he'll go usually straight back into firing on man. This was a lot of like clowning and smiling. And just,
like, he really put a lot into, I'm gonna clown this guy. I need you lot to
sure.
understand that he's, you know what I'm saying?
It's the first time I've seen him do that in a while.
Yeah.
Like, he always has some jokes, but normally it's like he might throw a joke in there in between the punchlines just to kind of break the room a bit. But with this, it was like his whole angle was just joking on him and clowning on him.
Yeah. And it's good to see that.
Like, definitely. But like, I was just gonna say, I don't think anyone else could do it in the way that he did. You know what I mean? Like you say, I wasn't there for it in the room, but just that presence and that control carries
It's
that kind of round.
almost like because of where he is as well, what he says is certified, right? So when he's saying like, your name Moke is shit and this is why, it's like he's telling us why it's shit. You have to take it for that, right? Because it's Tony saying it. And then and when he's doing the angle of, you know, the reason I took this battle is because of really bad decisions and you know, blaming Trubs and Briggs and that. It's like, Tony can get away with it because he's earned that as well.
But Tony has done a good job of selling this character of, I'm so good, I can't even remember how good I am kind of thing. So you can't come to me talking about, raw, why did you take this battle? I don't know either, kind of thing. Like, I'm that good. Like, I just be killing everybody.
Woke up one day. It happened.
Literally. So Tony was amazing. Moke held his own. He stood his ground. You know what I mean? He never folded. He was clean all 3 rounds. A lot of people might have folded under that pressure, but he stood up.
So someone said to me after, right, there was like, because he did the fake choke, right, end of the first round.
You know, like, but he choked, and I was like, nah, he didn't. That was planned, right? And he had the villain bomb. But then I watched it back today this morning, and I don't know, you know, because and he didn't look too happy after it as well. He looked a bit like.
I'll tell you this to clarify. Before he did it,
he
came to me in my ear and said, "I just thought of a good idea. What do you think?" And he literally did the whole scenario.
Right.
The only difference is when he did it, he took a longer gap. But when he said it in my ear, he just quickly said it. And then said, I'm feeling it.
What, because as the battle was about to start? Or
just before the battle started.
Because after he did his way, he looked like he just choked. He was just like,
yeah.
You see at the end of the round, the round's happening, and he just looked kind of like head down, like.
He's probably trying to sell it all the way.
I don't know, yeah. And plus when he said the villain bar as well, it was like he kind of said it. He didn't like when Kojay did it, when Kojay did it, see his face lit up. Like he didn't do like, I'm the villain, or I can't remember what the punchline was. He didn't
know how to play villain. That was what he said. He said, see, I'm just showing you I know how to play villain kind of thing.
Yeah. I think maybe he should have proper roared that one, you know, and then they would have.
No, but you know, I still got to rate him for still having that's the spoken word artist in him, like still thinking, right, I can think of an idea on the fly.
Yeah.
Like even I said with a Schofield, like, but thinking of ideas on the way still kind of shows like,
we promote that.
Where, like, that's when it's like what you said earlier, Rivers, about like when you get to the end of your prep, all the things start coming to you, and it's you're still like you're more aware about shit way closer to the battle. So I respect him for still trying it. Like he's still aware, he's ring aware.
100%.
It did. Watching it back on camera, at least, it did seem like you say, he didn't say that bar with chest. I wasn't sure whether. I personally, obviously, we've just clarified what happened. Mm-hmm. To me, it seemed like he did choke and then he freestyled that to get out of it. Kind of, I thought he freestyled a fake choke.
If he did,
but in any case,
better.
Well, yeah. Like, no matter what,
if he did,
it went down well.
Better.
But
I think he just sold the choke. I think he just sold the choke too well.
Yeah,
to the point where it's like
mentally went past.
Unless that was his escape one, like he kept that as the escape. If I do choke, I've got that. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know.
Throughout the battle, in any case, I felt that he wasn't projecting as much as he normally does. Obviously, I wasn't in the room for it, but normally one thing I always thought Moke has had A1 since he got here was his projection and his delivery and his passion when he's delivering. Has always been great. And in this battle, as I say, I really liked his performance, and maybe it was part of a conscious choice that he made to do less of that. Mm-hmm. But it seemed like he was less shouty and a bit more measured in this battle. Like less. If he'd done that fake choke before, he would have shouted that villain bar at the top of his lungs. You know.
Yeah.
He seemed to not do that as much.
Well, obviously, with people like you and Viz giving him
critique,
maybe he's taking right.
No, well, to be fair, I don't think that
you was getting a lot of slack online for a bunch of different stuff. But the worst thing is with that don't even listen to them. Just do like to an extent, like because certain things will throw someone off, and it's like cool. Just get better at maybe like a few things they're saying, but really and truly, you was already good. So just keep doing whatever you was doing.
Yeah, right.
Because now we've got you saying you wish you was louder in a sense, right?
Well, yeah. It's weird, man. Like, for the record, like obviously, like last month, as I said, criticise is right. I have no problem with Moke. I've never even spoken to him really. But the reason, the only reason, going off what you're saying, the only reason I did criticise him, if someone's just shit, then they're not even worth criticising. The reason I say it about Moke is because he has all the components there. But for me, it was just the writing was just lacking that little bit. And I felt that he's just fine-tuned at this battle and really, really stepped up as a result of it. So any criticism only comes from a place of I'm only criticising him because I think he can be that good.
Don't explain yourself, bro.
Yeah, you ain't got to explain yourself anyway. He's a big boy. He knows what it is.
No, but I just find it weird when I haven't met the guy, you know?
Have you never met him?
Well, I've sort of dapped him up at an event, I said hi, but I've never spoken, you know? I don't know.
Reverse says, fuck you, Moke. You should hear how he talks when you're not here. It's
where the cameras are off.
Yeah, when it's off, he's firing.
Crazy.
But to be fair, Moke's been one of the most outside people in the last 2-3 years.
I think this year he's had a little less, but last year he was very, very active. You know what I mean?
Didn't he have 10 battles or something?
He had 11 battles last year.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Yeah. And no chokes. Not one choke.
Yeah, so you have to you kind of have to I don't like judging people on a curve, but with that stuff, you kind of have to take into account how spread thin your mind's gonna be,
definitely.
So if he chilled, bro, I feel like if Moke was to chill, come back when there's someone he fully wants, because he can get someone now good after Tony.
Yeah,
there's no reason he can't get someone nice,
I think he's battled Tony, Eurgh. I think he has the opportunity to have a lot of like great battles ahead of him as well, with all the other people coming up in his class. So yeah, he can afford to be a bit more selective right now. Still, I think.
Are we ever gonna see any more ABK wars?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
I want us to do a card.
Because I feel like
Just
there's
full ABK card.
Yeah,
I feel like there's some good battles there.
yeah, 100%.
You'd hope so. There is like 76% of the UK battle rap.
I'm
I'm
just
not gonna
saying.
lie. I see
Are you
Gas.
in ABK?
I don't even know.
Am I?
I don't even know.
Can I
Hey, listen,
I might be.
possibly.
I don't even know.
Possibly.
I heard Gem was, but
I have no. I
I'm
Oh, we
pending.
didn't
I'm
make
awaiting
it.
the
pending.
response.
Yeah, we're going through your application form.
Sure.
Oh,
We're gonna see how that.
I was
works
at the
out.
event. I
Let's
see
see how that's
Gasbuff
done.
wearing an ABK shirt, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
Did you read
Actually.
after what it said underneath?
I didn't even know.
It
I
was
saw
like-
it, and he just walked, and I started shouting at Scoop. I remember I was getting mad at Scoop. I was like, "What the fuck's going on?"
He had a shirt custom made that said ABK. I think I'm a member. I'm not sure.
Literally.
Yeah,
he's a
Like
god.
Beyonce
Yeah, yeah,
suit.
Big
You know
up
what I mean?
Gasbuff
Yeah,
every
Gasbuff.
time.
He's a god. He's a god.
So
yeah.
what do we think of the Tony Moke battle round by round? So
I'ma
you
say-
liked Tony's first.
Yeah, I
All
like Tony's
bias,
first.
all bias aside, I would say 2-1 to Tony. I would actually say, because I like Tony's first round, and I feel like it was performed crazy, but because I'm more looking for the critical, analytical approach and all of that, I feel like Moke kind of had more of that in the first round. So if there was the round I was ever going to give to Moke, it would be Moke. It would be the first, not by a whole bunch, just by a tiptoe, but
Yeah,
I would give it that. And if it goes to Tony, I'm not mad at that, because the round was amazing. You know what I mean? Even though he didn't have all the things that Moke brought to the table, he still, what he did have was presented in a fashion where who can really even beat that round? So that's the closest round for me, is the first. But other two rounds, I've got Tony. So
Yeah, I feel like if anyone gives Moke the first round, I'm not really mad. I mean, it's up to like. I think Moke did good enough where if anyone gives him the first round, I don't think that's like.
No,
anything
Yeah.
really bad.
no, you're bugging.
But you don't think you got the first?
No.
Oh yeah, there you go. That's your opinion. Give it.
Just
Yeah.
clean 30 Tony.
Yeah, man. I thought the Moke's stock still went up because I thought he was the best version of himself.
Yeah,
But I
yeah.
think there was a clear skill gap in all three rounds. I'm not just saying that 'cause it's Tony or whatever. But
Yeah.
I thought there was clear. You could see that Tony was the way he worded everything, the way he put it together. His bars were, there was a skill gap there, man. And you could see it. But Moke was still the best version of himself. So
Yeah, that was a solid
Definitely.
Moke. That was a
Yeah.
solid Moke.
Yeah, Moke's third really intrigued me. Where like, you guys seen the film The Usual Suspects?
yeah.
So that I was always told like, oh, it's a great film, you got to watch it, right? And then like, it's obviously got a twist right at the end. And so the first 90% of the film, I was watching it like, what's so great about this? And then the twist happens, and it's like, oh my god, now this is a great film. I kind of had that with Moke's third, where he was kind of doing this whole father thing, and I was like, it's cool, but where's he going with it? This isn't enough. And then I think it might have even been his last 2 bars or his last 4 bars, he was like, oh, I'm just showing you the difference between an uncle and a father.
And
All kind of came together again.
Yeah.
And I had to rewatch that round again immediately,
That
and I
is
was
cold.
like, okay, I really like this round. But again, that was a weird kind of creative choice from him, I think, to say that at the end rather than kind of prefacing the whole round by doing that at the beginning. Because as I say, I was a bit lost watching that round for the first time.
But those will just be things he'll naturally get better at because he's got like the right concepts and ideas.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
as an idea, that's really good, but like he'll probably have more ideas like that going forward, and like have them so like you're saying,
Yeah.
hit you maybe like 5 times in it, and then you
Yeah.
get to the last one and it be
This is a
the
mad,
Right.
it's a mad thing.
like yeah, because that's usually how you want it. You want it to like be like and then when it's like a big angle, you want it to boom at the end for like your center point. I guess.
Well, that's what happened with you you've been ducking this fade for the longest one. It was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
all right, we see where we're going with it, but there's the haymaker
He
on
was
it,
weaving.
and then like I wasn't mad at the way Moke did it. I still liked the round, and I don't know how. To be fair, I don't know how we could have done it differently, or if we did it that way on purpose or whatever. But I really liked that round. Once I'd heard it the second time, I really liked that round, basically, because I sort of knew what he was doing. And
But that's good though. That means it's rewatchable as well.
definitely, man.
Starting
Yeah.
to pick up the things that was along the way that were more relevant.
Yeah,
when you see it
yeah,
the second time as well.
exactly. Because I think he was kind of scheming a bit throughout, but he had I think it was in his third round he had that bar. he was talking about Tony kind of wasting his youth and his career and all of that, and he said, that will be the Daytona watch and see time's a luxury.
That's wild.
That was really cool. I thought that was probably my favorite bar from that round, at least.
That is wild.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a really tough battle to call, man, because the way the angles kind of matched up against each other. I mean, you're calling it 3-0 Tony. I think you're right. There was a clear gap because Tony's just one of the best rappers in the world, realistically. But like Moke, I really liked the way he approached it, and I'm not sure which round I'd give him, but I'd feel bad not giving him a round, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I mean, if Tony got every round, it's not. I don't think Moke got smoked.
Yeah.
Moke didn't like. I think it's about he can still be happy with, be like, yo, listen to me better than Tony.
Yeah, definitely.
And not many people get to do that.
And he's battled big names, man. Moke's been putting in. He's been battling big names, and he's been surviving as well.
He's got Quill, he's got Tony, he's got Ark.
A couple of internationals on there as well.
Yeah, it's looking nice for him.
Yeah, fair play to him.
Too much smoke today.
Are you a big name?
No? Not even. I'm just little old me.
Keep battling little ones, I know.
What were people's favourite bars from that battle?
Oh my god.
I probably do as a bar or like a kind of thing. I do kind of like the uncle and the father thing, just because it's kind of very Moke as well. Moke's good at like doing that. He did like the character arc with like he's good at like having theme rounds. So I kind of like that with Moke, and I feel like that's the spoken word side of him coming out, which is like just his organic style. I feel like that's his more natural style than like other things he might do. You know what I'm saying? That's the battle rapper coming out. I feel like I like the spoken word side of him as well.
Well, as I say, this battle in general, I felt taking that kind of approach and just the way he delivered his poise, he did just come across like a bit more himself, a bit less uptight, a bit more likeable. And I thought it served him well. I know there are some people who want every battle to be fucking super serious. You can't joke with each other. But like
every opponent's different as well anyway, so you have to have a different approach depending who you're up against. I don't know if seeing Moke proper barking on Tony would have really worked for him. I don't know. I don't know how that would have looked. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, Dukes might not really been right for that. I don't think.
And my favorite bit of Tony's where he's
what's that name?
He's talking about when he's battling you, and he goes, I can't say because it's the N word, isn't it? But like, be your. That because he cut his bar like he does kind of how you do, you know, when you cut the bar short, but he cut his bar short to go to that bit again.
That was sick.
And then kind of when he went to Trubs and he went right, we're not gonna address that or whatever, and he's like, no, we go back to it. Those two bits were just really good, man. Yeah,
this performance was amazing.
I love the closer to his first, the whole I don't care if it's Moak or Moke. You break both trying to go at the goat.
No, it was cold.
Yeah.
Tony's the best for them slip bands though.
Yeah, man.
He says he's hanging it up, but we're trying to.
He's been saying that for the last how much years though.
Yeah, we're not gonna let Tony go.
No, we're not letting it.
I think both of you two could. I mean, you two kind of said you'd never battle Tony, or that's just not because that is like most people's dream UK battle, but that's just not gonna happen, is it? But I feel like both of you two should battle Tony.
It's getting to that point with me and Tony where I just want to respect him at this point. You know what I mean? Like,
you man are just
like I don't mind battling, but Tony don't really want to battle me though.
Right.
He doesn't, because we've already kind of done the 2-on-2 things. And I think in his mind he probably thinks we've already kind of contested in it. You know what I mean? But for me, it's like there's not really much like mentors for someone like me in battle rap. I've been doing it a long time, so I see Tony as one of them, really and truly. So it's like, like Daniel's son's not gonna be like, yo, Miyagi, come and go outside kind of thing. You're gonna just take guidance from him no matter where you go. I don't mind.
Do you know what? For me, it's like the opposite. I feel like I've been respecting him, and now it looks like he's really coming to that point of retirement. I'm starting to feel like, you know what? Am I gonna miss this opportunity? Like this could be a great moment for me. Like, so now I'm kind of thinking, if I smoke this guy's boot, I need to do something.
Look at it like that.
But speaking of Tony, hopefully we can get him on the podcast soon because he's saying he might jump on one of his episodes. So we need to get. Yeah, he might jump. So we'll try and get some security in the building for that episode. But it'll be good to get Tony back on the Don't Flop channel, and he can, we can hear from him. So fingers crossed that can happen.
Original Ian Daniels.
Oh wow!
Oh, shit.
Yeah, because he's gonna be on your side, and he's gonna gang up on me.
Oh what? And yeah, he's on my side. He's high.
Okay.
You don't think you
I might have to battle him sooner than later then.
He definitely don't think he'll beat me.
Big up, Uncle, though.
He'll be nice in front of you about it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
He might not be.
Yeah.
Depends. I don't
I
know.
think he'll be like blunt. I think he'll be like, nah, he can't beat him, mate.
He might be nice. He likes school.
Nah, yeah, Tony, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll have to ask him. We'll ask him. We'll ask him. We'll ask Tony what he thinks.
We'll ask Tony.
Yeah.
All right, let's clap it up for Tony D and Malk. While Tony D's still putting on clinics, like, how long has he been?
Do you know what? He's just consistent. I was saying to him after the event.
13 years.
It's like you expect him
It's
to
gotta be
turn
like
up.
that.
on
That's
camera. On
That's
camera.
13 years like modern format
Yeah.
acapella battling. He was saying he's been battling since the 90s. Like, however
He
they
said he
were
battled
battling then.
in four.
What was? Oh yeah, 4 decades. Yeah, yeah, that is
Go.
crazy.
Go.
But that is
Go.
like whenever I see Tony rap, you know, there are certain people who just kind of remind you what your 10,000 hours does. You know, like where there's not one little word I would change in Tony's verse. Like even people I rate, I'm like I might have done that a bit differently.
Yeah,
but with
no.
Tony, it's just like just leave it and let him do it.
Him and I'm not gonna get in a rabbit hole with it, but him and someone else called Josiah,
Matrix.
their selection of words is like the reason like you won't beat a lot of them because they'll say a bar the way you, but they'll pick the words that will make it like the best way to say a sentence like correctly. You can just say something normally, but he'll say it so much better because he's got way better vocabulary than most people.
Just cleaner.
He just uses more words and he'll structure shit. He won't just say, "Oh, you'll get this like this." He'll like put it in context and do all this. You'll visualize Tony's bars. I clocked it when he battled Bizzo when he did
Dodging the brainstorms and
that one. Yeah, the I engage
God to play dodge with the raindrops in a storm.
why?
Yeah.
And the
That
other
was
one,
nuts.
the few thousand reps.
Oh yeah. That was my favorite bar.
Yeah,
of that
just
battle. That was crazy.
That was just light. And
Do you know what it is?
sounds light.
That's that original hip hop braggadocio. You see, back in the real rap days, it was about telling a guy how like monumentally better than him you were as a rapper. You know what I mean? And you would use like, I've got the strength of and then. So I think from them days, like the people from that era have still kept that. Like even I don't know if you're too. Did you say Cobra Commander?
Yeah.
I was just about to say that.
He's
Them guys,
crazy.
he's the type of man that will tell you how fucking grandiose he is, rather than just saying, "Yo, I'm the toughest on the block." He'll be like, "I'm more strong than the bricks that build the." You know what I'm saying? Like they have to show you that you have to really feel how.
I want you to keep going with it then. I want you to keep going.
I wish I had more, bro.
This guy.
You need to
I love
get
that shit.
You need
I
to
love
understand.
Yeah, you have to
thought kind of stuff.
like in all the dimensions as I'm saying it, kind of thing. But so I think, like you said, Matrix and Tony, they're from a time where that is important. So he will definitely have a bar. I engage. What did he say?
Yeah, I engage
so
God
visual.
to play dodge with the raindrops in a storm.
It's like who more bigger in the world could you be than a person that can do that type of shit?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
And you know what? Danny Jack told me that Tony told him. Apparently, Tony'd had that line for like 12 years and was just waiting for some time to use it.
Sometimes
That's
it's like that,
insane,
bro.
innit?
Just
Sometimes
cure it.
You know
you
what?
don't.
Can I say one
in
thing?
the
Just
thing,
curate it,
cure it.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Just one way. It's gonna be ready
Oh,
soon.
mate.
I was gonna say more than any other battler. You I know people probably have that, but like drop bars that I have similar, but it's you have similar the most that I've like.
Yeah, we've dropped.
I had like a scribble even like you had one in his battle where with the you had like a 50 cent. Obviously, it's not worded how you had it, but like the 50 cent hate or love it what I did for the game. But I don't know more. I've noticed it even before in my career. Like we have similar.
We had the same bar. Me and you've had a few similar ones as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it
true.
happens.
I swear I did the House of Flying Daggers or something. Did you have a bar like that? House of Flying Daggers?
I did against Big T, but I think a few people. I think I've heard Whispers had one recently. I think them ones. There's certain bars you can't even realize. You're like, but like we're all from the same.
And I had the Western one as well.
But it's mad. So
Yeah, but I think I had one. I had the same one you did, but I had it on a tune. I'll message you about it.
Okay.
About of the. Oh no, and I had it against Shocks. The knife in back that I cut something with.
What?
Just, I don't want to say what I'm cutting with the knife.
Okay.
Oh. Okay,
He had
okay,
a similar
okay.
line.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
so do you guys like what you were saying? Tony said he had that bar for like over 12 years. You guys must have, even in recent battles. I know I do have a bar, yeah, and I'll be like, I've had that for time.
Yeah, there was the dotting, the
Like,
domino
like,
effect.
yeah, the domino effect.
Yeah.
My one was the fucking. I don't even listen to the voices in my head.
That was
cold. Oh, really,
So
yeah?
I had that for a
icy.
minute.
That was the
still.
coolest
Yeah.
way to open the battle.
Yeah,
as well,
I was
just as a
thinking, well, when are we gonna?
Yeah.
I think I can't remember what. I think I was gonna use it for like maybe 2 other battles. The one against Joey Gambello that never happened. Then Tally, I was meant to use it, but I choked at the beginning of the round and I couldn't remember that part there. Innit?
Hey,
yeah.
You're talking to someone who did the same thing versus Tally.
Yeah.
I did.
Oh,
Remember,
the
I
beginning.
choked to the beginning of the round
It's
versus
like,
Tally.
oh,
It was
what
a Tally
did they get?
curse.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice,
I couldn't remember.
I
Literally.
don't remember you choking it.
Yeah, they only
As
showed
a
like a
one
clip
rounder,
of it.
one of
yeah,
They sliced it
yeah,
down.
yeah, they finessed it. I don't know why.
okay.
I got
Okay.
hated for that though. But yeah,
I need to get
bro,
shot.
they literally the same thing. I started my round versus.
I think it's to do with his slogan, you know.
Yeah,
It's
he
gotta
throws
be.
you off.
Yeah,
Like,
it's gotta be. But yeah, so because I never used it, it was just there sitting down. I thought, right, you know what? If I can, cool. And I didn't want to use it at first. I'm thinking, bro, maybe this bar is cursed, because the 2 times I've meant to have used it, one of the battles it happened, and the other time I choked. Maybe I shouldn't use it. I said, nah, fuck that, man. I'm using it.
No, it was cold.
You know what I
Good
mean?
way to start the battle.
Do you know what? I don't want to see the old villain. I want to see a new villain. That's what I want to see. A new villain.
Yeah.
A villain that doesn't do the things he used to do. He does more than that. Do you get what I'm saying? He just adds to whatever he does. And I feel like, to me, there's never, ever been no question about villains writing.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
no, at all.
There's no question
Crazy.
about that. There's no question. It's more about, we need you to get to the point, villain, where you're bored of your lyrics because you know them that well. You know what I'm saying? When you can get to the point where that, yeah, I'm bored of these, man. I've known them for. That's where we need you to be at. That's it. That simple change there. Take it so serious that every single step of the way, you make use of the time.
Yeah, because it's not fun to watch him like that. Like, it ain't. Like, I can't watch it when it's like that.
It's worse when you know how much potential he has.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
like if I see Villain choking like that, I'm walking out just because I don't want to watch him. Like I fuck with Villain heavy. I don't want to see him do that. Like I know it ain't that can't feel good.
No.
Like I must feel like knives at the moment.
Yeah,
Like,
man.
in the moment that I feel horrible. That's why I'm like, I feel like he just needs to stop, take some time out, take 6 months, and just if he smokes one person, if he has one strong performance, that's all he needs.
Well, that is all it takes. Like, you look at Koj, for example, who's had like a run. Obviously, he's had good battles. But he's had a,
That's the last name, Jam.
He's had, no, but hear me out. Like, he's had a run of battles.
I
Like,
know.
for me, it's always like a quality over quantity thing,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah,
Ville's had what, like 4 or 5 battles since his little comeback, and he's got, I think, two more booked maybe.
Yeah.
I know he's got at least 1 more booked, because he booked loads in advance. But for me, it's like, if he'd come back and given 1 performance on 1 big card, then that's worth more than 10 battles when you're
Yeah,
battling.
that's a
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's why I never used to take a lot of battles.
Yeah.
Because unless you know you can, or you're doing it for a reason that you enjoy, or I don't like. You should know the workload you can take, even if it's hard. Like, I know taking 3 battles in 8 months, for me that was hard as fuck, but I could just about do it. But even if I couldn't, I would have been able to give, like I have 2 rounds.
Yeah.
Like, I would have held
You
up
would
my
have
end
done
of the bar.
something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it would have.
like
It
your
would
third
have
for
to make
Bobby.
sense. Yeah, it has
You
to
make
make sense
something of it.
somehow. Like, it must third to Koj, and this battle, I'm happy I have 3 rounds that I'm thinking
Solid.
all good. Yeah,
Yeah,
like, but I feel like I just feel he can't be enjoying this. That's how I feel. Like more than anything, I'm like, just stop for your own sake, because you can't be enjoying this. You're someone that's supposed to be one of the GOATs as well.
Yeah.
Like when I came in, he was battling DNA.
Right.
Like when I started, I'm seeing him tearing up shows. Like, so I still feel like he has that in him. I just feel like people around him as well need to tell him this as well.
Yeah.
Like,
100%.
because I want the villain back that we can headline a card. Me versus villain.
Yeah,
I want
man.
that villain back where we can headline cards.
And like the skill and the talent and the expertise is all there. Like you say, like there's never any question about his writing, about his angling, about anything. It's just his application.
That's
yeah,
it.
and
That's it.
I'm sure he still loves it, or else he wouldn't do it.
Mhm.
I just think there's obviously you're stretching your time too far, or just gotta find your love for it. Or just
Yeah.
space it out. Pick an opponent. Be an arsehole, bro. Pick an enemy and just line them up for the next 6 months. And just pop out like, oh, you know what? I want to battle this guy.
Yeah.
If your round's done, do it.
That's
Fuck
it, bro.
Thing is,
Play the game.
And he is still villain. Like, if he say he did like not battle for 6 months and then come back and call somebody out, even off this run, I think like most people are still gonna say yes to a villain battle.
Yeah, if he was online just grilling Koj like, I'm gonna smoke you, I'm gonna smoke you. Koj probably just giving me like, alright, cool, let's see what I got.
Yeah,
like,
for sure. Koj would definitely.
Yeah, Koj
Line
would.
himself up.
Easiest person to rope in.
Yeah.
Line
So
himself up
Black
nicely.
T's been living in Koj's head rent free. So
Yeah, I can see Koj tweeting. I'm like, he's gonna fuck up this shit he's just done because he's gonna battle all these people who are calling him out and just not take one of them seriously and get cooked.
Yeah.
Stop just.
Yeah, back to but I just want to see Villain back on his shit. I think everyone does. He shouldn't even be in Division 2. Like that's like he should his talent's way above. Not saying anyone in Division 2 is bad, but just saying he should be like a first pick in everyone's.
I feel like Villain's part of our era, bro. Where and even let's say before our era, with 2013, he's like 2012.
He was on the same card as Shotty and Arsenal, bro.
He's 2012, and no, he's before that. That's
Literally, he's on the same card as Shotty and Arsenal. Like, with a 500,000 view battle. He's one of the highest view battlers in the country still. I will never get his views.
Yeah.
Like, I can't.
Yeah.
There will be nothing I can do unless they add my beta squad shit to verse tracker. Do that. Put me skyrocket, man. But unless they, bro, you can't beat his views. He's one of the most viewed battlers. I think he's got one with a milli.
For sure. The Yunnan battle's got crazy views.
Yeah, the Yunnan one, the one with DK, the one with
My
Carlos.
Verse.
as well.
My
Carlos.
verse one.
Yeah, my verse. He's one of the most.
He's
viewed
even got
battlers.
like that two on twos. He has some 2-on-2s who could
With
use like
Big J Lefty,
I think
like,
I don't know.
bro, he's one of the highest viewed battlers on Verse Track. I can go on my phone now, it'll probably be like 10th or something.
Yeah.
Villain was a fan favorite as well. That's what man has to remember.
Yeah,
He was a fan favorite.
Oh, he's only one of the people that have him and Scoop are the only people that have the crowd like doing slogans without you saying
really?
Scoop and chill villain.
Yeah.
Like, that was a whole thing. That chill villain thing used to be like the crowd just used to start saying it when he was doing bits.
Dude,
Last time I heard that was against Raptor for a little moment. I heard that come out the crowd for a bit because he was kind of going off a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I just think that same thing we was talking about before about the discipline and the passion and that. Like, force yourself, bro. Discipline yourself, man.
Like,
take your
there's
time.
nothing stopping him from being literally back to where he was. Like, absolutely nothing.
He's still the
like,
guy.
Yeah.
He's still
Like,
him.
He's a better rapper now than he was then. Probably he hasn't stopped rapping for 10
He
years.
just has to zen his shit, bro. That's all he has to do, bro. Go into the Ip Man mode with a just stay at home.
Prepping-
I must admit, go on,
I was gonna say prepping and all of that is tedious. It
Fucking
is long. It's boring. There's a million different things you'd rather do. Like, I get distracted so easy. Like I'm supposed to be rapping. I can't even get through this round because something happened and I got to answer the phone. I got to do this, but you still have to find a way to say, I'm gonna do it, kind of thing. If you can do that, you'll be alright. But I don't know what's going on, man. You gotta.
You was about to say something, innit? You want to say something?
No, go on, bro.
I was gonna sidestep. How does everyone prep? Because I'm assuming everyone's got like different ways of prepping. Like, what do you find? Do you find you need like 2 weeks? How long do you think you need to remember like a whole 3-minute round or 2.5-minute round? Do you think your memory gets better closer to the day?
It's hard for me to say personally because I've only ever had long prep times. I've never had a battle on short prep. So
Yeah, but I'm saying, so when your round's finished.
So I'd normally, I start early and finish late. So I might start writing, say, 2 months before a battle, and I'll have enough material to make 3 rounds, say after 6 weeks.
Okay.
But for those last 2 weeks, I'm still going to be editing and moving things around for the 2 weeks. But realistically, within a month, I can go from a point of 0 bars to I could battle, probably. And then 2 months is like, all right, I'm really happy with what I've produced here.
Cool.
I'd say something like that.
My thing is, it obviously it's changed over time. Like the memorizing thing now is a bit mad. Where it's like I'm kind of memorizing it as I'm writing it, as I'm putting it together in it. So I just try to think of the ideas and the concepts first in it, and then after I've written for a little while, I'll think, all right, cool. What's really the angle? What do I really want to say? And I'll just kind of go through the bars I've written. And sometimes I'll find the angle within that. If there's something I keep saying, something that I notice, because it's all based on observations, isn't it? So there's
Right.
something I keep noticing. It's like, okay, cool, let me put that over there. That's gonna be that round, and then sometimes you think,
I know what you mean.
you know, like that, like
you'll write a few things. You'll be like, oh, these are all kind of that
cool.
line's always one. Yeah,
like so we put
Yeah.
that aside, and then sometimes you write a line and you know that this is the beginning. This is the beginning of a round, or you write a line and say this is a closer. I know this is a closer.
I actually had an issue writing with you for that because but no one was saying who is Rivers.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm like, but I got I was doing the blink twice, and then I got the Versace bit.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't want to put them together because I was like, this is in the third. I was like, should I put the Versace, you look opponents in your eyes with the blink twice? I was like, because they go, but I was like, and that's the thing. You also got to know when to separate the things as well. So I get you.
Because it might be a good concept, but the style of or the cadence of it or the whatever is just don't match up. You know what I mean? So yeah.
I think that's something like, certainly as a newcomer, I know I haven't fully grasped yet, and I notice it when we watch battles like, say, Tony versus Moke, where we see newcomers against vets. I think one thing that really comes with experience that both of you guys do, not that you necessarily always know, right, this bar's going to pop, this bar's going to pop. So you can't always predict it, but generally you have very sort of evenly spaced kind of haymakers throughout your round, like probably a big opener, 2 big punches in the middle, and a hard closer. Whereas a lot of newcomers, and certainly even when I'm rapping, I feel a lot of the time that it's like, I'm just going to keep throwing these bars out to the crowd, and they're going to like the ones that they like, kind of thing, you know?
Okay. Is that your approach? You just that's
I'm not saying that's how I want to be. I'm
yeah.
saying like because I don't necessarily know fully yet exactly
You're
what's
still
going to pop
testing the
every
waters
time.
kind of
Well,
thing.
I'm still testing the
job.
waters.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, I guess I shouldn't really say it. Well, what I do right now is like I judge my bars of what I think. So I'm happy kind of when I'm right about some of them. Like, alright, well, these were weak, and I thought they were weak, so at least I was right. But I kind of write next to them like a level.
Right. Yeah.
So I'll be
yeah.
like, oh, this is a 1, this is a 2, this is a 3. This is bait. This should get big reaction. This shouldn't.
Yeah.
So I'll kind of start spacing them a little
Right.
bit like that now. And I'll realise I'll look at around and be like, oh shit, I'll put like all 1s and 2s in there.
Oh, you know what's crazy? I've got a similar system, and I could show you. It's my tablet's in my bag. What I do is, if the bar is relevant to the battle and the opponent and the crazy punch, £.
Yeah.
If it's just a nice punch, hashtag.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So then I'll be going through it and I'll be like, how can I change? Yeah, see what's hashtags, or how can I turn this hashtag into a £? sign?
Yeah.
How can I double?
You know what I'm saying? Mad.
I know a few people who write like that. I was watching because I posted. This is obviously the 11th episode of the podcast. We're doing.
Like what Jazz said.
Yeah, that jazz thing.
Yeah.
Like she color codes her bars based on like
with the same method.
Yeah.
I think that one was one that got me sort of thinking from when I spoke with Jazz, and she's like, because that one opened my eyes. I'm like, yeah, why aren't I doing that? Why aren't I thinking like, like, and I think you do it subconsciously, but you don't grade it. Like, obviously you know like raw, but when you actually have it like raw, like you look like, okay, there's freeze here, there's freezes. It's like, oh raw, like, okay, actually, you know what? Yeah, this is all my kind of middle stuff. So at least you go in that round, sort of thinking. Like, I think my second had the most, and I think my second is maybe the round I'm like, okay, yeah, like, I'm sort of cruising through it.
See the £? signs?
Yeah.
Pound
Oh
sign
yeah,
there,
yeah.
£. sign there, 1 down there.
I see.
So like every time, I think like the asterisk is like, it's a good bar, but it's not quite a £. sign.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
Right, you write in all caps as well.
Yeah,
Are you angry type?
Yeah, because I'm trying to remind myself, make sure you project this kind of thing.
How do you guys? That's something I always find interesting. Like, how do you?
I bark out.
What do you mean by
I
that?
religiously bark out.
He's
So
like, right, I need
around.
56 for this.
So basically, I know
for
if I have 100, like, because it's easier for me then. Even if I haven't like written all my rounds, but I've got all my ideas and certain bars. Even if it's like a word on a punchline, but I'm like, alright, I'm gonna speak 4 bars to get here. I'll put it all in a thing when I'm trying to, and I'll write out in bars. I'm like, alright, cool. This needs to get to near enough like 150 or 180, so I can cut down. And I'm like, alright, well, I'm cool then. And then this is at least the base. I've got,
so you know that you've got that amount of content.
so the amount
that's
of
fine
bars,
still.
like,
I do something kind of similar, or well, I've only done it once actually. For one of my battles, I tried a different method of prep so I wrote all my sort of bars or ideas out, basically per rhyme scheme. So if I've got 2 lines that rhyme there, and then if I've got 4 here, whatever, cut them all out and then organise them into 2s, 4s, 8s, 12s, whatever, and then just tried to make sure that basically they were kind of spread throughout. So I didn't have one round where I was like, I'm just doing back-to-back 2 bars here. I'm just rapping 16 bars, then another 16 bars here.
That sounds like
so
what
I organised
Soul
it
does.
to try to
Have
I think
you
it's
heard
the same
that Soul
thing.
does
Yeah.
Soul says, right, I need a 2, I need a 4X, and I need a 7B.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna follow up the 7B with another 2, and it's like
I do that.
an equation.
I do that a little bit, yeah, because you have like it works. Like you have, yeah, like if you have a long bit, and then you have a 2 bar after, it always
The
goes
2 bar
up.
pops.
It's the same with my 24 bar scheme and then the Jalen Maxwell.
Well,
bar
dude,
pops way more.
I was gonna say that to you, right? Because genuinely, so
Which is
Kojay was mostly doing 4s and 2s in that
I know,
battle.
me
I don't
and him
think he
laughed
even did
about
an
this.
8, or he
Yeah.
did that 1-8 with the sat nav thing. But
yeah, but that was he was back to back punching.
Yeah,
everything,
yeah.
So that but no,
but
yeah.
you had that like 24 bars on the Lenny Kravitz leather jackets in your first round, and like I can't lie, I was watching that thinking like. Because I've been trying to write for my next battle, and I'm in the mindset normally of right. So you need a 4 and an 8 and a 2 or whatever. And I was watching that like, bro, he's just done 24. You just have to be good. Like
it
it
doesn't really
doesn't matter.
Like even with I prefer rhyming long, but like the Kojay battle taught me, I'm like, oh, I need 2-minute rounds. I was like, me and him keep laughing.
What, you think it was too much?
No, me and him keep laughing because I was like, I know what you did. I was like, you hit me. I was like, you button bashed the fuck out. He's like, yeah, I hit you with 2s and 2s and 2s.
Yeah.
I was like, bruv, your whole second round is just 2s, like.
Yeah,
So I'm just getting hit upside every other
Yeah.
bar. So I'm like, alright, well, I'm not gonna hit Rivers with no 24 bar scheme.
Yeah,
for this
not
one.
today.
Maybe in a 3-minute battle, but
Yeah,
I still
yeah.
have fun with it. Like it's good
Yeah,
writing.
But even what you were saying just a little minute ago about, you know, like when you have like a little long bit and you add a 2 afterward, and where you see the bar where I said so I'm like, I don't say these words hating, but how you on real smoke if you put raws on the shelf like you prefer vape? Like that was the 2 that I added at the end of it. I had the other stuff before in it, but it just felt like it's not gonna hit unless there's something that they can
Yeah.
feel
Because
at the
they
end of
need,
it.
because you know what, it's like a double payoff, I guess. Because it's like you might hit them with a long, you might hit them with a big scheme.
A lengthened scheme.
Yeah, a hard
Scoop
scheme.
lives rent free on my brain.
I'm
you
just
know?
saying,
It's
man.
actually it's actually peak. Yeah, no, you might give them like a. Oh my god, I can't even speak no
8
more.
bar
A
scheme.
You might
24
give
bar rhyme scheme.
You might give him a 24 bar rhyme scheme, and like, because I feel like I did that, and he was like, but then with a 2 bar after it, they're like, oh yeah, because they do
Yeah,
like punches, and the crowd want to react.
Yeah, and they're
So it's
charged
like-
up as well sometimes. After
Yeah.
the long bit, it's like,
Because they're waiting to make their noise.
yeah.
So it's hard, it is hard sometimes because it depends on like if you want to write to be like formulaically win, which there is a way to like punching every 2 bars is a great way to always win.
Yeah,
But also
man.
like you have a high succession rate of winning if you're punching every 2 to 4 bars. But do you want to do that? Like, what do you want to write like? So it depends sometimes because I don't always like writing like that. Like my part in my second one, I'm doing 2 for 2 with you. I'm like, yeah, I don't really like this, and I didn't like it. That's one of the parts I don't really like because I'm like, it's cool, but it's just bars for the sake of bars. Like, I don't like rapping like that. I like rapping in a cadence and going in pockets. Like, I like that I'm chilling the knife with it. Like, that's my shit. Like, and that's more organic for me.
I've been properly inspired by watching your stuff recently, man. Like,
Oh my G.
no, honestly, like, so because I've been
So you
prepping
changed
for
your
this
vote,
next like, where I was saying, like, yeah, I've been prepping for this next battle, and normally I'd be very conscious of, like, sometimes I might even, when I'm writing my round, I'd be like, right, so, like I said, you need a 4 or 2 or whatever. But I've just been writing, like, I've got a 16 ready for one of my rounds, and it's like, I would never thought of spitting a 16 before, but it's just like, yeah, exactly, and it's like trying
Send
to
it to
punch
me
on
then,
that, but it's
still.
just like, yeah, why the fuck not, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's fun as well. Like, like, I won't try force it. Like, if I can't find one that it works naturally with, I won't do it. Like,
Yeah.
that's why I didn't really have one for you. Like, I think I didn't really have no heavy multi schemes with you. 'Cause I didn't really think.
I think you had like a small one. I think if I remember rightly, one of the
I
rounds.
think maybe.
Because I remember you started to kick something off, and I was like,
What was it? Was it the Prince Harry shit? Because I flipped in between 2 things. I went for the Biz Badly, despite the fact that him Harry that I tried to flip that, but
Okay.
I didn't like the way I put pieced that. I could have pieced that together better, but that's the things you can't really tell.
You have to do the battle to know, I did it wrong.
Sometimes people just like getting slapped in the head. Sometimes if you dress it up too much, they don't like it. So it's fine, but it's a very fine line between, oh yeah, I've dressed this up so well. It's like, nah, you've done too much.
Yeah, man.
Just slap him with it. Like,
yeah, well, like that's one thing talking about Kojay. Like one thing I always love about Kojay's writing is he I think is so efficient.
Yeah.
Like so the start of I think his second for you. He was like, so it was your drugs that he purchased. That's just bad customer service.
Yeah.
And it's like there's not even a setup in that second bar. It's just like that's the thing, that's the joke. And it's like if I was writing that, I'd probably overcomplicate that and try and make some 4 bars out of that, time a fucking awkward pause.
Kojay is very good at that. Against LSD, and he had this bit at the start where it's like something like split decisions, quick incisions. This nigga looking at me right now like, this nigga spitting. You know, like, my man was like suicidal or whatever in it, but it was the same thing. He's very good at having them kind of comedic starts.
Yeah,
you know, like, it's almost like a TV kind of presentation.
It's like that Frost approach with Villain.
Oh yeah,
no, like, bars,
yeah.
Them things are good. Like I wish I was better at those little snaps.
Those little jokes.
Yeah, because they're hilarious.
But that's why your Blink Twice thing cracked me up, because you don't normally do stuff like that, and that's fucking hilarious.
I kind of I did it.
So
do you know
good.
why? Yeah, I was saying it to man on the phone, yeah, and certain man was like, I think I can't remember. I think I said it to Rose, yeah, and Rose was like, I think Rose was like, yeah, tell him to take off his glasses off. I was like, bro, what are you talking about? Like, he kept ruining the bar for me and making it sound like, I was like, bro, what are you doing? And he didn't get it the first time.
Yeah.
I was like, Rose sometimes would be the worst person to say a bar to, because he won't get it.
Well,
He'll be
I had a rebuttal for if you told me to take off my glasses or some shit, or if you had a line about take your glasses off, Rivers. You know, like, look me in the eyes like a man. Like, I was going to be like,
you're a bitch.
I was going to be like, what do you mean take my glasses off? I won't answer to you, but if I take my glasses off, it's because I got strapped to your head and I'm enhancing my view. And I just knew, like, they would have went,
Yeah. You was pissed on it. I was thinking, what's up in it?
So pissed. You know what it was about your round here is that everything in my mind where I planned, okay, if he does this, I'm going to do this. You did everything, but you just did it in the right place to where I couldn't get to you. You know, like it was like cat and mouse. It's like, if he says it there, I got no approach or no rebuttal for it. You know what I mean? Like, so everything was just in the right place.
I was trying to think of some rebuttals, but I can't remember why I stopped. I remember I was trying to think of rebuttals, and I think I just started enjoying your round too much. Because the thing is, I keep listening. Yeah. Like, I want to start rebuttaling, because I think I can. I just don't think I tried.
Have you done rebuttals before?
Yeah, but not good ones. But like, I think I could actually do rebuttals. Like, if I'm just like zoned in more.
Dude,
like,
I mean,
I think if Gemini has like a real techie rebuttal in a battle, I think the roof's coming off, because it's gonna be like, oh shit, because you know, like when you do the Schofield thing, it's just like about having something relevant.
I want to get that. I want to get into the rebuttals, man. Next battle, I'm gonna try and have better rebuttals.
Because
I'm gonna be quick. Like, for me, the more ready I am, I think I'll be comfortable.
I think it's good just to like tell yourself you're gonna do it. Like I tried a rebuttal. Well, I've done a rebuttal in all of my battles since my tryout, and like the one I did against Crow, if I'm honest, wasn't even that great. But it was just like I said to myself, like, all right, I'm gonna do at least one this battle, you know. And that's what came to me. It's like, if you just, because the thing is with a rebuttal, it's not the same as freestyling. People go, oh, I can't freestyle. It's not free. It's not like you're freestyling for an hour over a beat. It's like you've got 2 minutes to think of 2 bars,
or 3 or 4 that you could just like.
You want to get techie with it.
I like to pick something you already had and work it in or whatever.
You know, like the people that they're rebuttaling you, but their rebuttal's got 2 setups. They said that line, then they said that line, 3 setups, then they said the other one, and you're just like, oh, that's part of their round. No. Then they hit you with a rebuttal, and it's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
That's that next
That's
level.
That's what I want to get on. I want to get on rebuttal. Because I think I'll be alright at it, because it's just flipping other people's punchlines.
Yeah,
and I think of wordplay off it quick. I just think I'll never try it. And I want to start doing it better. So if I can think of a good way to flip like their best punchline,
for sure,
that's what I need to just. I'm just not conscious of it in the battle.
I guess it will help as well if you're like more locked. I mean, I don't know if there was ever a time when you were properly like prepping early or whatever. But
no, there's been times where I'm more locked though, 100%.
Tony did it very well against Smoke. With
Tony's a great rebuttal.
Yeah,
he said that's the one about he said I was biting myself, then went a bit shuffle shit.
Yeah,
in his second, and then he did have another rebuttal before that. What was it?
Can't remember, but I think the first one was my favourite one, if I remember rightly. I preferred that more than the shuffle one.
I can't remember it right now. But yeah, Tony had some good rebuttals.
I remember in the battle.
You're gonna be the first guy to get 30 twice in 1 year.
That was it, because it was his birthday or something like that.
Yeah. It's been a good episode, man.
No,
Obviously, in the absence of not that there's any correlation. But big up Rivers for coming on, of course.
Yeah, big up Rivers. Big up Rivers for giving us one of the classic performances.
Thank you, my brother.
Thank you, Rivers.